We've got hot dogs here in the press box, but the ketchup and mustard is down on the ice. It's Wisconsin and Michigan, Game 2 of the Big Ten Hockey Tournament quarterfinals. Michigan can advance to the next round following their overtime win last night with a win, but Wisconsin will be playing desperate, trying to survive. I welcome in my broadcast partner for tonight, David Kraemer. David, what a miraculous goal scored by Steven Holtz last night to win it in the extra period. What do you think of Michigan's offensive performance? They scored 6 goals, and how do you think they can limit the Wisconsin attack?
I mean, it goes without saying, William, this is a high-scoring, high-octane offense, right? We have some of the best offensive forward talents that this team has ever seen. It's crazy to be saying that considering the last 3 years of Michigan hockey have produced some of the best college hockey prospects in the history of the NCAA. Of course, they're going to need to come back with that same energy tonight. And I think, we were talking with some of the other journalists here ahead of the game, and one of them mentioned that it's usually really hard for teams coming back from an overtime loss to tie and even a series out. So the Wolverines have an extra pressure. There's a big audience here tonight after that snowstorm last night here in Ann Arbor, and I'm going to expect more than a couple of goals from the University of Michigan. Last thing before we get started, defense is going to have to be a lot more focused tonight. You cannot give up five goals against Wisconsin, or certainly against the teams they're expecting to face if they win tonight's game next week.
The opening puck drop is won by the Wisconsin Badgers. Brock Caulfield, brother of Cole, wins it, but Wisconsin is forced to retreat back to their own end after Michigan recovers the puck. Steve Holtz out there after his game-winning goal, starting on defense for the Wolverines. He'll be pressured here immediately as Wisconsin gets the puck back on the left side. Shot by Stang goes wide. Holtz blocks it. Michigan on the attack. Down the ice comes Nick Granowitz to Estapa. In the right corner now, fighting for the puck along with Jack Gorniak is Estapa. Wisconsin recovers. Up the ice, intercepted by Michigan and Keaton Pearson. Pearson up the right side, over center ice, to the blue line, Adam Fantilli. Fantilli is stopped by a Badger, recovers his own puck, but loses it once again. Michigan back to their own end. Luke Hughes has it. Picked up by Carson Bannell. Behind Portillo's goal line. Hughes makes Bannell fall. The children of Yost will let him know. Hughes' pass for Fantilli is not handled well. And Michigan will reset. Still offensive possession dominated by Michigan so far. They just haven't been able to get clear to the goal of Jared Moe, who is in net tonight for the Badgers. He has been the main starter all season for Wisconsin, but last night was relieved by Kyle McClellan, who allowed 5 goals, only saving 30 shots. Michigan trying to set up the offense once again. TJ Hughes on the right side. Lifts a pass forward to Dylan Duke, but it's stopped quite nicely by Cruz Lucius, and the rest of the Wisconsin defense. Matthew DeSaint-Fowle, who had 3 goals last night, had it for a moment, tried to shoot it up the boards to a teammate, but lost it. Here's Mackie Samoskevich. Samoskevich skating along the left side. Holtz fires, and it's blocked by Matthew DeSaint-Fowle. Lucius and Captain Dominic Mersch for these Badgers will recover and send it back down. It's been very high-flowing tempo for both of these teams in front of the net. Beautiful save by the leg protector of Portillo. Had to stretch out as Michigan turned it over in their own end, and a shot was put on net by the Badgers. Here's Malmquist. Liam Malmquist inside. Beautiful pass to Zach Erdahl. Erdahl can't handle it. Pressure still being put on by the Badgers. Jugnoff. Shot blocked by Frank Nazar. Nazar brings it up the left side. Poke check free by number 4 Carson Kuhlmans, property of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Sends it up ice to Brock Caulfield, and that'll end a very frantic series of plays. Wisconsin keeps the pressure on, though. Absolutely playing like a wounded animal, needing to win this game to survive. They are pressuring the Wolverines early and often. Luke Hughes can barely get it out of his own end before he's checked into the boards. Drops it off to Kiernan. Now Ciccolini. At center ice, it's picked up by Wisconsin. Ciccolini is sent into the ice before getting a pass away to Hughes. Brandon Leitch, playing a forward defenseman role at center ice, sends it back down. Estapa can't handle a pass. Again, Wisconsin recovers it in their own end. They'll try and send it back down. 16:34 to go in the first period. It's been very fast-paced action. Michigan has had the puck for most of this game, but they haven't yet been able to get a shot on goal. Wisconsin has had 2 close chances that they couldn't convert. Now Nick Granowitz centers at the blue line. Pass back left side to Stoppa. His shot is blocked by Wisconsin. Picked up and trying to move it forward is Owen Lindmark. Loses it. Carson Bannell picks it up, the winger. Lindmark ends up back with it, but Ethan Edwards makes a nice play, checking him into the boards to turn it over to Michigan. The captain, Nolan Moyle, started tonight, sends it up the right side boards. He'll sprint off for a line change. As Wisconsin sends it back down, Zach Erdahl turns it over to Steven Holtz. Now Gavin Brindley on the right side. Nice pass. Shot is saved. Rutger McGroarty, the man who sent it to overtime last night, puts his first shot for Michigan on goal tonight on Jared Moe, but it's saved by the senior netminder.
Holy cow, what a sequence. Michigan, Wisconsin, end-to-end action. The first break in this first period so far. The Wolverines already seem to be playing on the back heel. You said they were dominating, but I'm not so sure I agree with that.
I just said they're dominating possession,
yes,
but they're not making good possessions off the faceoff.
No.
Michigan ends up with it. Brindley passes left side to McGroarty. His shot goes wide right. Picked up by Michigan, but sent back down by Gorniak in Wisconsin. Keaton Pearson in front of the net has to pick it up. Pressured by Sam Stang and Gorniak, who comes back to help out. Left side to Luke Hughes. Gavin Brindley. Now Fantilli on the left wing. Fantilli skates inside. His shot is blocked and nearly goes up and out of play, but it's kept in. Michigan retains possession inside. Brindley, his shot is blocked nicely. Jared Moe skating all around the crease. His defense is playing stout so far. Hughes pass. McGroarty in the slot. His shot is blocked by the leg protector of Moe. Michigan still in possession of the puck. McGroarty. Left side Hughes. Keaton Pearson on the right side of the point. Pearson's shot is stopped by Moe. Third save of the game by Jared Moe.
Talk about some vintage hockey. These kick saves is reminding me of those old 80s NHL clips. Some fun facts for you tonight, folks. I think it's important to know the history of these two teams. This is Wisconsin's the first time this Big Ten tournament started in 2014. Wisconsin actually ended up winning that, but since then, Michigan has dominated this tournament with a 65% winning percentage for all the games over the past 9 years.
TJ Hughes off the faceoff. Keeps possession for Michigan. Now Ethan Edwards on the right side of the blue line. Shot in front of the net is stopped by Jared Moe just under his legs. And a little bit of extracurricular activity going on in front of the net. There was some heavy screening going on in front of Moe. Little scuffle, but no goal. Saved by Moe. He's been playing nicely in that Wisconsin defense.
Certainly.
Has done a good job preventing shots.
No, and that scuffle is a reminder of that Michigan is the most penalized team in college hockey. They seem to get some emotions boiling from every opponent they have faced this season. Wisconsin is certainly no stranger. Last time these two teams faced off against each other in one game, 2 game misconducts.
And Michigan's got a couple enforcers. Marcus Stoppa has 26 penalties on the year. Among others, Adam Fantilli has not done a great job. He had 2 penalties last night in keeping himself out of the box. Battle for the puck in front of the net, kept by Michigan. Ethan Edwards on the left side to Hallam. Hallam tries to drop it behind the net. Picked up by Michigan. Hallam retrieves on the right wing now. Pass back to Seamus Casey. Nice stick move. Gets the defender out of the way. Moe, off the shot from Casey, just sends it right back to him with his stick. Casey skates around the point. Finds a man. It's Ethan Edwards. His shot is blocked. And Wisconsin nearly comes away with it, but another shot by Edwards goes wide right. It's picked up by Erdahl. Erdahl up ahead to Malmquist. And with the hazard of going off sides, Malmquist just has to send it behind the goal line. Eric Portillo out of the net right now. Oh, my goodness. Portillo couldn't get it out, and Erdahl almost sent it in himself. Erdahl was applying pressure on Portillo just in front of the net. And with Portillo skating outside, Erdahl had a free shot. Nazar came in to block it for the Wolverines. But it's back down in the Badger end now On the right side, it's battled, kept by Chaz Lucius. Now behind the net, up to Ceulemans on the left side. Jay Kiernan retrieves in Michigan's end, skating behind the goal line of Portillo. Brindley picks it up, can't get a nice pass up to Nick Granowitz. But another behind-the-back pass to Steven Holtz is taken over center ice. Holtz skating unabated until he's leveled by Carson Bantle, who sends him into the ice. Wisconsin a fast break opportunity. Lucius's pass is too far in front for Carson Bantle. It goes wide. Michigan able to pick it back up.
Great puck possession by Marcus Stappa.
Stappa from his knees fires one into the boards behind the Wisconsin net, where it's fought for in the right corner. Jay Kiernan nearly gets in there and picks it up for Michigan. Still ends up with the Wolverines. McGroarty to Brindley, backwards to Luke Hughes. Hughes up to Fantilli, who immediately turns it over on the left side to Gorniak. Gorniak, pressured by Brindley, has to give it up. And Michigan now a bit slower. Pearson on the right side. Nice pass to Samaskevich on the left wing. Samaskevich inside, pass to McGroarty, shot, he scores! Rutger McGroarty from the right wing puts it in just in front of the right face-off dot, and Michigan goes up 1-0.
And what a revelation he has been. The freshman from Lincoln, Nebraska, of all places, his 26th point, his 11th goal of his freshman season here in Ann Arbor. Holy cow. And that first line, you know, of course, Adam Fantilli, right? That projected number 2 overall pick this summer. But you can't forget the diminutive 5'9" Gavin Brindley. 29 points this season. And, of course, the left winger, Rutger McGroarty. His 11th goal this season, and what an exceptional goal.
On the face-off following the goal, Wisconsin wins it and gets a quick shot from 24, the assistant captain for Wisconsin, Anthony Kerr. Goes wide right. Michigan ends up with it. Fight for the puck on that center ice. Michigan 100 years of hockey logo is won by the Wolverines. Sent back down to Portillo. Retreats behind his own net once again. Finds Casey to Hughes to Edwards. Ethan Edwards over center ice. Tries to find a teammate in Samaskevich. But it's turned over to number 4, Carson Ceulemans. Ceulemans sends it back down on the left side to Steven Holtz. To Ethan Edwards, back to Holtz. Holtz on the left side, fires it up for a line change behind the Wisconsin net. Eric Ciccolini tries to get in there and force a bad decision by the Badgers. They just shoot it all the way back down the ice to Michigan's end. Now picked up by Hallam. Hallam trying to find Nazar. Nazar turns it over. Wisconsin has it with Erdahl. Try to pass for Mersch, but picked up by Luke Hughes. Now here's Pearson. Fresh off a line change, tries to get it to Hallam, who couldn't hang on. Now it's back to Luke Hughes. Hughes and Pearson, that top line defensive pairing with Jacob Truscott out, have been seeing a lot of ice time so far in this first period. 10:20 remaining in the first. Michigan up 1-0. Frank Nazar off a turnover. Can't capitalize, loses it. Now Hallam picks it back up for Michigan. Hallam 1-on-3, trying to find Nazar when he circles back. Nazar shot is blocked by Mo, still retained by Michigan.
Difficult rebound there for Mo.
Pearson shot, nice screen inside by the Wolverines. Puck in front of the net, it goes out, and we'll have a bigger extracurricular activity than the last time. It looked like Mike Vorlicki, number 7 for the Badgers, is tangled up with a Wolverine. Can't see the number. And another
could be Jackson Hallam down there.
Another battle in front of the net results in another skirmish.
More likely the captain, though, Nolan Moyle, headed to the box.
With Vorlicki.
And the netminder for Wisconsin, Mo, getting his helmet knocked off, looking a little bit rattled as he's heading to the bench during this first clearing of the ice here, with 9:56 remaining in this first period of hockey here in Ann Arbor. It is a full stadium tonight, especially from what I heard last night's pretty empty game after that pretty nasty snow and ice storm we got here. A lot of it's already melted, though.
I was home. I live in Grosse Pointe, Michigan, which is about 40 minutes towards Detroit from Ann Arbor. And that storm canceled my work that night.
Hey,
and
can't complain.
If the storm wasn't so bad, I was going to drive up here and watch the game. But driving here this afternoon, returning from our spring break, there were probably 4 cars I saw in ditches that tried to make that trip last
Talk
night.
about the down power lines, too. One across the street from my house. Watch out, folks. If you don't slip on the ice, you might get a little shock.
Really tough scenario all across southeast Michigan with the outages and DTE's slow response. But Michigan up 1-0, 9:56 left in the first period. A little score update. Ohio State just pulled even 1-1 with Penn State with 1:30 left in that game in Columbus.
Don't count them out.
Michigan will advance if they win tonight to play the winner of that series. Ohio State, if they win, will advance. Penn State will have to tie it up if they win, and that game will be played on Sunday if it does end up being a 1-1 tie.
Wisconsin on the power play now, as we've got Dylan Duke and Nolan Moyle in the box for the next 2 minutes.
Duke is the extra man in the box for Michigan that results in this 4-on-5 power play for Wisconsin. Ceulemans tries to get it to Brock Caulfield, but he was offsides. And Wisconsin will retreat back to the face-off dot, away from us, but closer to the Michigan net.
And if there's been if Wisconsin's had any best player, it's got to be Corson Ceulemans. And if not him, then Cruz Lucius as well. The sophomore Ceulemans, property of the Blue Jackets, as you mentioned earlier, the only Canadian on this, or the one of 2 Canadians, excuse me, on this otherwise entirely American hockey team for the Wisconsin Badgers.
On the face-off, Michigan wins it, and Estapa sends it back down the boards. Estapa, the lone Wolverine with a power play goal this season, or excuse me, a shorthanded goal this season. Now Chaz Lucius in front of the net, pass to Matthew DeSaint. Oh, back to Lucius, and he scores.
And that was one of the slowest goals I've ever seen, clocking in at about 3 or 2 miles an hour, just trickling into the back of that net. You know, I've noticed so far tonight's game, these goalies have been just bouncing around their creases, Portillo especially, and the way that he's played this season, coming off of incredible, I want to say, sophomore season last year, maybe a little bit too much confidence. Is it appropriate to say that so far this season, where he's gone down to a .908 save percentage? Maybe.
And he allowed 5 goals last night. Didn't allow the clinching goal against Wisconsin. Michigan wound up winning that game, but already a goal allowed in the first half of the first period for Portillo. And both these teams are playing very fast. Michigan likes to keep the pace up. And Wisconsin, to their credit, has so far been able to keep up with the Wolverines. They're putting really relentless pressure on the forecheck, and when they have the puck, they're putting as many shots on net as they can. And now after Dylan Duke comes out of the box, he's back out on the ice for Michigan following that power play goal for Wisconsin. Wisconsin wins the faceoff, but they just immediately send it back down into Michigan's end.
The goal scorer for Wisconsin, Cruz Lucius, his 11th of this season, his 33rd point this season for Wisconsin. Property of the Carolina Hurricanes at that. Look out for them this NHL season. They've put together a pretty good roster.
Samaskevich up to Duke on the left side. Duke tried to get a pass to TJ Hughes, but it was knocked away by Ceulemans and Jugnov. Pearson, right side, to Samaskevich on the right wing. Michigan has the puck jarred free. They'll have to reset back in their own end. Across the neutral zone comes Luke Hughes. Left side to Hallam. Pass too hot. Too hot to handle. Hallam loses it in the right corner now. A pitch up is picked off by Seamus Casey. He sends it to Ciccolini on the left side. Ciccolini gets it back behind the net to Moe, and Moe, trying to skate that pass along the boards to a teammate, sends it up and out of play. And
an update for you for that Ohio State hockey game. They are headed to overtime, courtesy of a goal scored by number 21, Joe Dunlap. And college hockey, folks, a Big Ten tournament, one of my favorite things to broadcast here as a student.
And we'll be monitoring that series. I'd say for Wolverine fans, as much as we like to face off against Ohio State, Michigan has not played well against them this year. 1-2-1 with a shootout loss. And they finished the season 3-1 against Penn State, so Penn State would be the favorable matchup. They also are the 6th seed in the Big Ten tournament.
Yes, Ohio State, has done a great job of developing their program over the last couple of years, finally getting some top-line talent.
And they've really been coming on strong late in the year. Off the face-off in the Wisconsin end, it's won by Michigan. They'll retreat back towards Portillo. Brindley has it up to McGroarty. Pass is knocked away by LeMaster, and LeMaster is put into the boards by the Wolverines, loses the puck.
Yeah, don't count out Brindley.
Casey on the other end is sent back by Horbach as revenge for the previous check, and the puck goes out of play off a Wolverine stick.
Yeah, good glove save by that fan.
There was, when I was here last week for the Notre Dame Friday game, the first one of the series with Peter Nasser, there was about 7 pucks that went into the crowd out of play. Some in this section right down below us in the press box, this same row had 2 pucks go right to them. Anyways, off the face-off, Wisconsin wins. Vorlicki one-timer on the left side is wide of the net left, goes off the backboards to stay with Wisconsin. Now Gorniak trying to dump it off inside to Caulfield, is picked up by the Wolverines, and Hallam haphazardly handling the puck, almost loses it. Now Ciccolini does for the Wolverines, picked up by Sam Stang. Gorniak loses it for a moment, gets it back. Fighting with Jake Kiernan behind the net. Dumps it off to number 3, Sam Stang. Up to Tyson Jugnoth. Slow shot is sent into Caulfield and deflected into the boards. It's picked up by Frank Nazar, who has to send it back to the Wisconsin end to avoid an offsides. A line change for Michigan as well. A trip by Estapa into Stang. No call on it. The puck ends up back with Estapa, and Estapa is knocked down in the right corner boards, and a penalty will be assessed to the Badgers.
Yeah, D. St. Paul there headed to the box. He is not happy about that one, especially after that missed call or lack of call by the refs tonight. So about 6:24 remaining here in this first period of hockey here at Yost. Shots are 7-3. The home team leading that category, but the score tied at 1 apiece.
D. St. Paul to the box for 2 minutes for hooking.
Yes.
On Estapa, face-off in the Badger end. Wolverines on the power play. This is their first opportunity. Wisconsin, not a great penalty kill team. Only 78% of their penalties are killed this season.
The coach, Tony Granato, for Wisconsin, having a conversation with one of the linesmen. We'll see what this leads to. This could lead to a review. In fact, I take it back, though, as puck is going to be dropped now here on the near boards.
Michigan is up to 23% conversion rate on their power plays. Here's Luke Hughes off the faceoff. Right wing Fantilli. Fantilli is deflected, and it's scored! A shot in front of the net is deflected in. We'll see if it's credited to McGroarty or Fantilli. But any way you call it, immediately after that power play was started, Michigan scores. They go up 2-1.
There's a reason they call him the best. Adam Fantilli. Wow. What a goal. We'll see who that it's credited to, but he did take that celebration. Nifty twirl the stick and the little chicken wing dance.
I think it was deflected off 26 LeMaster into the net. It didn't touch McGroarty. It just looked like it did, because you wouldn't expect someone on your own team to send the puck into the net, but that's what it looked like had happened. Second goal of the game for Michigan, and this game, like last night, is out to another fast start.
Yep, that will be
Fantilli, the nation's
one
leader
for
in points.
Fantilli.
He had 2 goals last night. He's up to 53 points on the season. Samoskevich off the opening faceoff following that score. His shot is blocked after he wheeled behind the net and tried one short on the left side. Now Wisconsin on the fast break. D. St. Paul playing fast. His shot is wide right off the backboards. Picked up, though, by Chaz Lucius. Goal is credited to Fantilli. Lucius inside. Saved by Portillo, and another scrum in front of the net. This one's got more than one Badger. 3 Wolverines converge.
Even Portillo getting in on the action with a shove to Lucius.
And TJ Hughes puts Lucius in a headlock to protect his goalie. And it's also Edwards and 28 Stramel tied up in front of the net as well. It was D. St. Paul bothered by Casey, Samoskevich, and Duke.
Yeah, D. St. Paul is going to have to Watch that play, especially coming right out of the box. That is a dangerous road back to the box, especially getting in a fight with the goalie there.
And Charlie Stramel, who is involved with Ethan Edwards, is this team's enforcer. He's got 21 penalties on the year, 59 minutes, so you extrapolate those. A lot of those are for fighting or 5-minute majors rather than minor penalties.
And look out for him. He is draft eligible and was ranked as the 28th prospect on midseason polls of the top 70 NCAA and all the other leagues eligible for this year's draft.
The puck is behind the net. It's fought for by Kiernan, Holtz, and 2 Badgers. It's won by Kiernan. Trying to find a teammate. He's bothered. It's picked up by Liam Malmquist. Malmquist has it picked away by Nick Granowitz. Sends it up the right side boards behind the net. Jared Moe has to pick it up behind there. Nice behind the back, between the legs pass by Horbach to nobody. Picked up by Michigan. Luke Hughes. Across center ice. Hughes trying to manufacture something for Michigan on offense. Up by 1, 4:52 remaining in the first period. From the right corner, a pass is sent to Nolan Moyle all the way over to the left side corner.
Great puck possession there by Nazar.
Kept by Nazar before it's lost. Now left side Ciccolini is where the puck finds its way to. His shot goes wide, picked up by Keaton Pearson. Pearson dumps it back off to Hallam in the right corner. Hallam couldn't get a pass away. It's picked up by Vorlicki. Vorlicki behind the Badger net. Tries to ricochet one off the boards. It's picked up by Horbach to Carson Bandel. Bandel's shot is deflected by Portillo. Now in front of the net, the puck is sent back off a touch from Owen Lindmark. It's sat on by Portillo, and we'll have another face-off.
And despite last night's victory for the home team, the Michigan Wolverines, Wisconsin is not a team that is going to bow out. They went 3-3 over their last 3-3 over their last 6 games of the regular season, but they did beat Minnesota at home at the Kohl Center in Madison, Wisconsin a couple of weeks ago.
Fantilli wins the faceoff. The puck is sent to Seamus Casey, who loses his stick, tries to kick it. Casey, Michigan without a defender, is at a disadvantage. A shot by Stang is blocked. Wisconsin stays with it. Gorniak inside. Ethan Edwards dives to save the puck. Nice defensive stand by Michigan to avoid disaster with one of their defensemen without their stick. Fantilli shoots it back down, where it will be recovered by 26 for Wisconsin, Luke Lemaster. To Stang, left side, Gorniak. Gorniak shot off the chest of Portillo, sent up and out of play.
Did that pop the Gatorade bottle? I think it did. I heard a pop, and I do not see any Gatorade behind Portillo. Wow. What a great shot there. So leading scorers for Wisconsin this season, Lucius, D. St. Phal, and Ceulemans. Don't see any of them out on the ice.
D. St. Phal
we do
is
see
on
Lucius
the right
actually,
side of the
excuse me.
penalty circle. The faceoff is won by Stramel. Wisconsin with their #1 offensive line out there. Holtz, after Wisconsin wins the faceoff, recovers it for Michigan to Samoskevich. Hughes on the left side, sends it along the boards. Into the right corner, battle for the puck between Dylan Duke and a Badger is won by Wisconsin. Now D. St. Phal. Pressured by Samoskevich, and Pearson loses the puck to Luke Hughes. Hughes behind the Michigan net, sends it up the right side boards, along where Wisconsin can easily pick it up just before it's made into an icing. Pearson up to Estapa. Estapa, I think, will be whistled for an offsides. That's what it looked like.
Looks like, yeah. 2:55 remaining here in this first period of hockey. Shots are 8-7, still in favor of the home team, as is the score.
We'll see.
Michigan leading Wisconsin 2-1.
The referees were making some aggressive moves for an offsides. It looks like they were going to announce a penalty, but stay at even strength, no penalty called.
I wouldn't be surprised, though, the way we've seen this first period turn out so far.
2:50 left in the first period. Michigan up 2-1. Off the faceoff, that's won by Michigan. It goes out of play, where we'll have another faceoff. It went right into the scorer's box, it looked like.
Let's see who the Wolverines put out there with this offensive zone possession. Looks to be their second line. Nazar, Hallam, Ciccolini. but their top line defensemen, you were right about that. Those defenders, Pearson and Hughes, have been just workhorses tonight.
Well, when you allow 5 goals to a bottom table team, that's what you got to do. Nazar's shot off the face-off on the left side is blocked. Hughes skating behind the net, sends it across the post, and no, the puck is fought for behind the net. Almost picked up by Nazar, but Dominic Mersch, the Badger captain, has it. Right side to Erdahl. Erdahl pressured by Hughes nicely. He has to give it away. Mersch retains. Finds his teammate Dexheimer. Dexheimer back to Erdahl. Now Vorlicki on the left side of the point. Up to Malmquist. Malmquist, left side shot is off the leg protector. Brock Caulfield, the screener, couldn't get to it. And off the rebound, Michigan has possession. An attempted check by Malmquist is shrugged off by Keaton Pearson. He was the one that stayed upright. Malmquist ended up on the ice on his knees. And Michigan just playing in their own zone. A little bit of patty cake. Setting up an opportunity. Pass up to Granowitz is a little too strong. And it ends up with Moe, who sends it in the right corner. Sam Stang now across center ice for Wisconsin. Pass is picked off by Mark Estapa. Estapa, right side, Granowitz. Granowitz, nobody there, is poked away by Leitch. Daniel Leitch for Wisconsin poked that one away. Sent down for an icing after that. 1:21 remaining in the first period. 2-1, Michigan leads.
Well, it's been an incredible first period of hockey so far. Despite the score and the low shots, there have been plenty of other scoring opportunities for both teams, and not to mention all the drama we've seen on the ice so far. You can expect another 2 periods of high-scoring action here on this broadcast. We see now the Wolverines got their top line out here in the offensive zone with just about a minute and some change to go here in this first period.
There's
see what Fantilli can do.
Rugby scrum on the right face-off dot. It's picked up, recovered by Michigan. Holtz behind to Kiernan. Finds its way to Holtz on the left wing. Shot inside. Off the rebound. Fantilli puts it back in. Second goal of the game for Adam Fantilli, and Michigan is up 3-1.
And that'll be his 51st point of the season, if I'm not mistaken.
54th, yes.
54th. Wow. Holy
Came into
cow.
the game with 52, the nation's leader.
Okay.
He's got 2 goals in the first period after a 2-goal effort last night. He did have a 3rd goal waved off that would have sent this game to overtime. Eventually, Rucker McGroarty evened up that mistake by the referees, and Michigan went to overtime in that game. But Fantilli on track once again to have a hat trick tonight.
2 goals in the first period. Are you kidding me? 1:02 left here in this first period of hockey.
It was a great effort off the deflection. A shot from Kiernan picked up in front in the right side slot by Fantilli. Easily put it back in. Moe couldn't do anything about it. Michigan's up 3-1. 45 seconds left in the first period. Michigan up by 2. Dylan Duke looked like a high stick call on Chaz Lucius. So Michigan will retain possession following they'll have a face-off in the Michigan end.
Well, 54 points for a college hockey freshman. Adam Fantilli is going somewhere special. He's out on that face-off dot, a player that can do anything, even getting a scrum for you if you'd like.
Off the face-off, that's won by the Badgers. Coolemans sends it around the boards where it's picked up by Gavin Brindley. Up to McGroarty. A pass lifted to Rutger. To Fantilli. Shot on goal is wide right. And Adam Fantilli trigger happy after 2 goals here in the first period. 21 seconds left. Casey retreats back. Has it in Michigan's end. Bothered by 2 Badgers, Lucius and Lindmark. Coolemans finds it for Wisconsin before he sends it back behind the net. Portillo, again, hazardous skating out there. Lost stick by Edwards means he can't fight for it along the right corner, and at the buzzer, a shot is put on net by Horbach, and it's stopped by Portillo right before it goes over the line. After the shot is blocked by Portillo, another scrum in front of the net, and these 2 teams have been chippy throughout this first period. Michigan, though, up 3-1. David, what another exciting game after last night. Michigan, obviously, their takeaway from last night wasn't, let's try and play better defense. It's, let's try and score more goals than we did last night.
And that might be the Wolverines' MO going into the rest of this tournament should they end up winning either tonight's game or tomorrow's game, depending on how this series goes. And again, if they're able to make it to the NCAA tournament as well, with some iffy goaltending this season and more of an offensive-minded defensive side, certainly compared to this Wisconsin team, at least on their defensive end, yeah, they're just going to have to outscore each team. As crazy as that sounds, as simple as that sounds, and I wouldn't put it past them. 2 goals already for Adam Fantilli tonight, 54 points, leading the nation. Again, just impressive to see how this Wolverines program has evolved over the last 4 years since I arrived as a freshman back in 2019. The talent just keeps on getting better. So before we leave for a little bit of a break, any final thoughts from you?
It's been fun tonight.
It's been so fun.
It's been so fun tonight, especially if Michigan can end it with a win and advance to play either Ohio State or Penn State. This game is still in overtime, tied 1-1. And since it's the tournament, it can't end in a tie. So this game will continue to go to overtime as long as these two teams remain tied. And we were watching a little bit off air. The game was scoreless until about halfway through the third period, where Penn State, I think, went up by 1 with about 5 minutes left in that first period, and then Ohio State tied it with 1:30. They go to overtime. Ohio State hasn't tweeted since that game-tying goal by Joe Dunlap. Well, we said it earlier, Michigan would much rather play Penn State. They fared better offensively. That Ohio State penalty kill is one of the most brutal in the country. They have 10 shorthanded goals.
They don't play.
To lead the country, and they have the best penalty kill in terms of percentages in the country, which is where Michigan gets a lot of their offensive production from the power play. They have these chippy games where both teams are kind of forced into the box by each other, and Michigan tends to capitalize when the other team is down a man. But it's really tough to do that against Ohio State, and I think the Wolverines would rather play the Nittany Lions.
No, I completely agree with you. That's great analysis. I think just to finish on that point, not only is it the Wolverines' preference to play the Nittany Lions, but Ohio State really poses the biggest chance not only at giving Michigan a run for their money, but actually beating them in that single game should the Wolverines advance. It feels a little bit ludicrous considering the high-scoring game we had last night here in Ann Arbor to consider the Wolverines advancing. But the way tonight's turning out, anything can happen, but Adam Fantilli, he's going to be looking for that third goal.
Most definitely. After the first period, Wolverines up 3-1. Me and David are going to go get some cookies.
Sounds
they
good.
lay them out at the
if there are
first
any
intermission
left
here at Yost. Yeah, we're going to have to hurry. We will leave you all with the sounds of Yost Ice Arena with our field mics as we take a break for the first intermission. Stick around. We'll be right back in about 7 minutes. we are back with WCBN Sports coverage of Game 2 of the Big Ten Hockey Tournament quarterfinals. Michigan up 3-1 after one period of play. 2 goals from Adam Fantilli after a 2-goal effort last night, the nation's leading scorer, pacing Michigan. And for that reason, they're up by 2 against a scrappy Badgers team at the bottom of the Big Ten, but playing for the rest of their season right now. If they lose this game, they're surely going home. Welcome back, David Kraemer. I'm William Gregory. We were talking in this first intermission to the members of the Michigan Daily Hockey Beat about the greatness of Adam Fantilli. He's one of those guys that makes it boring to watch hockey because it seems like it's so easy.
Yeah, no, and don't forget his assists as well. 55 points, not 54 points.
He did have the assist.
So 55 points this season. McGroarty as well, as you just said, scoring that first goal. And what you said about Fantilli is right. Yes, his offensive, his defensive play, it is boring. He does everything so well that you're looking for him to slip up. Sure, he's creative, but you know he does everything perfectly. But I will say, what makes him exciting, not just from a point standpoint, he's willing to drop the gloves. Got in a fight back in his junior days, if you can call Chicago Steel Juniors, and he got 2 penalties last night.
He's
in
liable.
A game that Michigan got 23 penalty minutes.
He's liable for a Gordie Howe hat trick.
Oh, totally.
Any night of the week.
Well, if he gets in a fight, he'll get it. Like
yeah.
We have 2 hat trick watch. This is a double hat trick.
It's a double hat trick watch for
double hat
Fantilli.
trick
If he gets in a fight, and scores another goal, then he's got both varieties. Anyways, same starting 5 for the Wolverines out there. Marcus Stappa, Nolan Moyle, Nick Granowitz, Steven Holtz, and Jake Kiernan.
I want to say one quick thing before this puck gets dropped. Marcus Stappa, my hero for the first period. Okay, sure, Fantilli 2 goals, 1 assist, whatever. 3 points in the first period. Who cares? It's Stappa, though. Look, he's not going to be the most exciting player for this Michigan team, but holy cow, his defensive play in that first period, on his knees, dumping that puck in, getting an offensive opportunity going, stopping breakaways, diving on the ice. He has been incredible. So look out for him, as long as he doesn't get a penalty, right?
He's been,
which he is liable to.
Even last season, he's been a really crucial glue guy for this team.
Yeah.
He does everything. Even though he's listed as a forward, he's such a big body. He's great in the face-off circle. He's an old-school enforcer. He's one of the highest penalized players on the Wolverines, especially correlating to his ice time. And I think a reason that he's seen a lot of play tonight is because Michigan is really struggling to find an answer defensively to stop this Wisconsin attack. They've had their biggest players out there for most of this game. Estop is one of them. He wins the face-off for Michigan to start the second period. And Holtz has it, who fires up a pass up the right side, is not able to complete it to Nolan Moyle, and Wisconsin sends it back down for an icing right after that. 19:45 remaining in the second period.
Yeah,
now.
Stop is one of those players you don't necessarily need in the regular season, but come tournament time, and he's like Fantilli, right? He's not going to be a liability. Sure, he could get penalties, right? But he's going to stick up for his teammates, and he's going to be a player that strikes fear in the opponent, in the opposing team.
Brindley loses the face-off for Michigan. It's kept by the Badgers. Stang had it for a moment before it was poked away by Adam Fantilli to the right side corner. And retained by Michigan. Shot by Fantilli. He scores!
Hat-trick already. Holy cow.
On the right side of the blue line, Fantilli one-timer off a deflection, puts it in, and Michigan is up 4-0, 31 seconds into the second period.
Oh, my gosh. 56th point of the season. 3rd goal tonight.
I don't even know what to say. What a great play by Adam Fantilli.
Gosh.
And make no mistake about it, as
hats going onto the ice already,
hats are going
folks.
onto the ice here at Yost Ice Arena. There's no mistaking that Adam Fantilli is only behind Connor Bedard in this 2023 NHL draft.
I completely agree.
He is just so good.
And if you're an NHL fan watching tonight, if you're a Red Wings fan, they just picked up that draft pick, that first-round pick from Vancouver.
For Philip Roenick.
Yeah.
If that turns into
Yesterday
either
or 2
Connor
days
Bedard
ago.
or Adam Fantilli, I'll cry tears of joy
Yes.
if Stevie Y pulled that move off and brought us one of those
Holy
two prospects.
cow.
And how fun would it be to pair Dylan Larkin with Adam Fantilli?
Oh my gosh, 2 Michigan men, right? That and folks, that was a shot almost from the blue line. This guy can score from anywhere on the ice. This
he's
top
shown that
line
tonight.
is dangerous.
He's put on a scoring clinic from everywhere tonight on each of his 3 goals. From the blue line, from the slot off a deflection, off a nice pass on the wing. He is incredible.
And if you're Wisconsin coach, sorry
No,
to
you're
interrupt
okay.
you might be thinking about pulling Mo. Maybe 4 goals on
but
11
your alternative
shots.
is Kyle McClellan, who allowed 6 goals last night on only 36 shots.
yeah.
So it's a pick your poison type scenario when this Michigan offense is so potent. They've already hit their season average here only a minute into the second period. They average about 4 goals a game. Now on the offensive possession already, Keaton Pearson inside in front is deflected around, picked up by Mike Vorlicki, who sends it up the right side of the boards back into the Michigan zone. And it'll be called another icing.
So assisting on that third goal for Adam Fantilli, McGroarty and Pearson, putting them both at 2 points tonight. I take that back, excuse me. Putting McGroarty at 2 points, a goal and an assist. Pearson picking up his first assist of the night. And wow, it's pretty incredible to think about a Michigan team where you're not talking about Luke Hughes as the best player. But
it's an
we
embarrassment.
find ourselves here tonight.
It's an embarrassment of riches all over the ice for Michigan. And head coach Brandon Naurato in his first season has a serious chance for Michigan to go back to the Frozen Four. Another icing on Wisconsin will send it back into their zone. And they can't dig this puck out without illegally sending it back down to Michigan's side.
And it's important to note as well that this is not a Wisconsin team, aside from some pretty bad goaltending this season, that is considered to be bad defensively. I mean, they have 2 players, Daniel Lach and Corson Ceulemans, in the top 5 for blocking shots in the Big Ten. And it's important to recognize that. It just speaks to how offensively talented the University of Michigan is.
And I think it's also a testament to how deep this Big Ten conference is. I know we were talking about before the game, how is this Wisconsin team so far under 500? It's just the Big Ten is so good. Watch out, here's Fantilli on the left side, sends one along the boards, almost picks it back up himself, ends up with Rutger McGroarty behind the net. It's poked away by Carson Ceulemans. And now Stramel across center ice loses it. Jay Kieran almost ends up with it. Chaz Lucius, dangerous scorer, out in front of the net, is bothered by Kieran. Now the puck hangs in front of the net before it's sent away by Steven Holtz down the other end for another icing. We've had about 3 icings in the past 60 seconds. It's just given us more time to talk about how wonderful Adam Fantilli has been. But to touch on this Wisconsin Badgers subject, they're 13-22, 6-18 in the Big Ten with the loss last night. That doesn't count towards their conference total. They have some talented offensive players. Charlie Stramel is going to get drafted in the first round this year. Corson Ceulemans already was a first-round pick. They have a lot of talent on this roster, but the Big Ten is just so tough to establish a foothold in that they haven't had a great year, and that's the reason why they're in this situation right now, especially with Michigan being such a tough opponent as they are.
Another really big hit from Estapa coming in the offensive zone. He's lucky he didn't get a penalty there. That was pretty late.
And these 2 teams have been playing chippy. A shot by Malmquist in front. Off the rebound on Portillo. Malmquist gets it back. Almost sends another shot, but it's blocked again by Eric. And Nolan Moyle has it for Michigan. Now Keaton Pearson on the right side. Left side, Luke Hughes. Up ice. Nice pass to Moyle, but he can't handle it. Vorlicki takes it away for Wisconsin. Sends it back up the boards to Lucius, who can't hold on. Luke Hughes has it. He loses the puck, though. Lucius puts him into the boards, and Matthew D. St. Fowl ends up with it. D. St. Fowl trying to start something on offense for the Badgers. Nice poke check by Nolan Moyle, sends it away, and Michigan has possession now. Granowitz right side to Moyle is picked up by D. St. Fowl, who sends it back down behind the net, where it's picked up by Pearson. Now Hughes. Hughes, backhanded pass up to Moyle. Sam Stang is there for the Badgers. Now Stramel has it. Left side Stang is Pass is poked away by Luke Hughes. Really nice defensive stand by Michigan here, not allowing anything on offense for Wisconsin. Inside, in front of the screener. Portillo, really nice 3 saves off the rebounds. And off the initial shot, he deflected it off a deflection. It was almost put back in by 26, Lemaster. And off that deflection, Lemaster almost had another opportunity at it, but Portillo gets 3 saves in quick succession to keep this game 4-1.
Yeah, Wisconsin finally showing that sense of urgency they came out the gate with in the beginning of the first period, but it's got to be pretty demoralizing still to be down 4-1 so early in this game.
16:15 left in the second period. Wisconsin trying to get something going on offense. They had 3 nice cracks at it just a moment ago. Michigan with possession. Left side Duke to Hughes. Across center ice. Samoskevich shot goes wide left. Stays with Michigan as the shot went along the board. Samoskevich, another one-timer on the left wing, is blocked. Michigan still hangs on to the puck. Edwards skates along the point. A nice stretching save by Moe in front of the net is gloved. And another skirmish on the right side is broken up by the officials. But Michigan with 2 huge shots from Samoskevich and Edwards. Wisconsin lucky it's not 5-1 at this point.
Moe is the only player keeping them in this game so far tonight off of some incredible glove saves. Trying to maybe match Portillo's flexibility and agility over there on the other side of the ice.
And it's been since the first half of the first period that this Wisconsin defense has looked like Swiss cheese. Moe has not had a lot of choices in his ability to save the oncoming shots that make their way to him. Off the face-off, Michigan wins it. They retreat into their own end, though. And a puck is sent into the stick of Moe, where off a fight, Nazar ends up with it. Shot from Steven Holtz is deflected by Gorniak. Wisconsin with Lindmark and Vorlicki has it. Sent along the boards right side, Horbach. Horbach up to Gorniak, who's nearly tripped by Holtz. Gorniak stays on his feet, though. Beats Holtz to the point in the left corner. Recovers the puck along with a teammate. That's 25, Dominic Mersch. Now Kuhlman's right side shot, wide. Battle for the puck in front of the net. Comes away to Jackson Halem. Now to Steven Holtz. Up left side, Nazar, 2 wide. But a sprint to the puck for Brindley is not in time. It's beaten. He's beaten to the punch there by Moe. Moe sends it back down to the right corner. Now in front of the net. Portillo has to sit on the puck. Erdahl in front with him. And Erdahl couldn't get a stick on that puck. He had an opportunity to put it in the net, but Portillo with another nice save.
William, I'd like to share some breaking news. Ohio State falling to Penn State 2-1 in overtime.
Big news for Michigan. If Penn State can win tomorrow night in Columbus and Michigan can retain this lead here and win tonight, it'll be Penn State coming into Yost on March 11th. That's a Saturday for a 1-game series. That'll be a better draw for Michigan facing the 6th seed instead of the 3 seed Buckeyes.
And that's got to be huge, huge for that Penn State team that did not have many expectations coming into this season.
Off the face-off, Wisconsin wins, wheels a shot with Vorlicki. It's blocked. Michigan comes away with it. Left side Edwards skating quickly to McGroarty. Backwards to Fantilli. Fantilli's shot is deflected by Moe. Looked to be an offsides call. Michigan able to put a shot on net, and Fantilli nearly had his 4th goal of the night. It's been wild play ever since that 3rd Fantilli goal. 14-13 left in the second period. Wisconsin skates down. They lose possession. Michigan has it. D. St. Foul fighting for it along. Lucius strips it away from Fantilli. Lucius inside. His pass goes off the skate of Seamus Casey. Fantilli flips it up where Ben Dexheimer for the Badgers picks it up. Pass left to Vorlicki. He sends it just into the Michigan end. And Michigan, shoots it down to the Wisconsin side for a line change. Fast break opportunity for Chaz Lucius. Off that pass, tries to get it to Brock Caulfield, but it's too wide out in front of him. And in the right corner, the battle for the puck is won by Michigan. TJ Hughes, haven't called his name that much tonight. Up to Dylan Duke, left side. Right side, Samoskevich. Mackey skating along. Has a nice poke check by Tyson Jugnoff. Sends that puck away before Michigan can get an opportunity going. Hughes tries to get it through the 5-hole of Mo on a shot from the left side blue line, but Mo is able to deflect it out of play. Hughes pass to TJ Hughes. His shot is above the net and out of play. We'll have a face-off in the Wisconsin end with 13:06 left in the second period.
And Samaskevich has really been one of the stars of this Michigan team, particularly in late December and early January when those true stars, Fantilli, Hughes, Brindley, were all playing out
I think
for the tournament.
At this point, Samaskevich is underrated.
Yes, I'd agree.
In the hierarchy of Michigan players. Off the faceoff, Michigan wins it. A shot by Nolan Moyle. A quick shot is above the net, deflected. Off the rebound, Michigan with a chance to keep it. Moyle does keep it. Skating along the point. Left side Holtz. Right side Kiernan, one-timer is deflected, and Mo keeps it in his glove. Now in front of the net, it's Estapa and Moyle tangled up with a Badger.
Yeah, they keep Estapa, Granowitz, and Moyle down on that fourth line, but they are not to be messed with.
And we talked about it when the second period opened. This was the first line out there for Michigan, the first offensive line and the first defensive line. These are the enforcers for the Wolverines. And on that possession, they had a chance to put a puck in the net, but the shot was blocked by Mo. And now we'll get a line change. It'll be Ciccolini, Halem, and Nazar out there. Same defensive pairing, Kiernan and Holtz for the face-off. In the Wisconsin end on Dominic Mersch. Nazar wins it for Michigan. Ciccolini fighting for it off the rebound. Loses it. Erdahl dumps it off Malmquist. Malmquist sends it back down. It's a foot race between Holtz and Erdahl. Won by the Badgers, but the puck is won by Michigan. Nazar, though, loses it. Pass along the left side boards is picked up by Liam Malmquist for Wisconsin before his pass is too soft for a teammate. Malmquist, though, fights his way to the puck before it's picked up by Eric Ciccolini. Left side Halem now. Halem skating, closely guarded by Leitch. Now Halem across the point, dumps it off to Ethan Edwards. Edwards skating along the left side, face-off circle, pass to Halem is off his skate. Jackson can't hold on to it. Now right side is an attempted pass to Ciccolini, the screener from Seamus Casey. It went careening off the boards, and it was picked up by Zach Erdahl of Wisconsin on the right side, now behind the Michigan net. Vorlicki comes back out there for the Badgers. Vorlicki in the left corner trapped. Loses the puck, picked up by Seamus Casey in Michigan. Casey with another nice deke. We've seen some great stick skills from a defenseman as a freshman, and Casey is so talented with his stick skills. The puck is eventually sent back down into the Wisconsin end for an icing. 11:31 left in the second period. Michigan still up 4-1.
Yeah, with all these freshman contributions, you'd think this was a Duke basketball team.
And we don't have the exact number in front of us. Last week we did. The scoring for Michigan is now over 50% done by freshmen, which a lot of that contribution has come from Adam Fantilli, but Brindley, McGroarty, Halem are among those other freshmen that have made plays along with Seamus Casey, the defenseman. Off the face-off on Michigan's end. It's won by Wisconsin. Kept along. Kuhlmans from the point. Shot into the chest protector of Portillo where he saves it. Another nice save for Eric Portillo. And after that early first goal, the senior netminder has done a great job at blocking these pucks coming in.
Yeah, haven't said his name in a while, William, but Portillo, as you just said, he has locked it down. I think it's come tournament time, right? It's all fun and games for this Wolverine team. They know they're serious, but come tournament time, they're going to batten down the hatches and get ready to weather that storm, whoever it may be, Penn State or Ohio State next week if the Wolverines are able to clean it up tonight.
Carson Kuhlmans ends up with the puck after the faceoff is lost by Brindley. His shot is deflected. And Michigan skating down on the right side. Fantilli trying to race to the puck. Now picked up by Brindley. Brindley checked by Kuhlmans and loses it. Charlie Stramel along the right side boards is picked up by Keaton Pearson. Now Fantilli. McGroarty centers it. Back to Fantilli on the right wing. Fantilli inside along to the screener. It's batted away by a Badger, and we get a whistle. We'll see what the call's for. I think it was just too much of a hand pass.
High stick or, yeah, too much of a hand pass.
And they'll reset in the face-off circle on the far side
Too much of a defensive hand pass, we'll add. That's Wisconsin who did that.
Yes, so 10:46 left in the second period. It'll be TJ Hughes facing off against Charlie Stramel in the face-off circle. It's won by Hughes, picked up by Luke Hughes. Hughes inside, shot is deflected by a Badger, ends up with Chaz Lucius. Fast break on the right side. Lucius looking for a teammate, takes the shot himself. It's deflected, picked up by TJ Hughes.
What a creative toe drag from Lucius.
Away goes Samaskevich on the left side, wheels around, bothered by Lucius, has to get it to Luke Hughes. Gloves it, sets it back down. Hughes, nice move with the stick. Tried to dump it to Samaskevich, but Mackey can't handle it. Sends it back to Kieran, and his one-timer is blocked in front of the net. A battle for the puck is sent away. Now Samaskevich back to Kieran. This time his howitzer shot is wide right. Puck still stays with Michigan. Kieran, though, collides with the board, loses the puck to Carson Bantle. Bantle on the right side, into the corner, shot harmlessly, hits Portillo's chest protector, and with 9:53 remaining in the second period, it's another save for Eric Portillo.
It's fun to see that third line out there. Two sophomores, Dylan Duke and Mackie Samaskevich, centered by TJ Hughes. Seeing Duke, he's not a tall guy, right? 5'10", 181, pretty average for hockey. Some might even say a little bit short, especially against this pretty big Wisconsin team. Lots of over 6-footers there on the offense, and then a giant defense. 6'5", Daniel Latch. But Dylan Duke in front of the crease. I don't know what it is, but he is just, they can't seem to knock him down. And even when somehow he ends up on his knees, that stick is always going to be ready, Joe Pavelski-esque, right to tip a puck into the back of the net. And Joe Pavelski, by the way, Wisconsin alumni, right?
He is the all-time leader in points for Wisconsin in a season by a freshman. Chaz Lucius is doing a great job getting close to him in that category, though. Lucius with 31 points coming into the season. Pavelski finished his freshman season with 45. And
16 goals at that.
And it's good company with Chaz Lucius. Cole Caulfield, the current Montreal Canadian, brother of Brock Caulfield.
Trent Frederick.
Along with Kyle Turris as well. It's, you know, great company to be in with those Wisconsin
Danny
freshmen.
Heatley, that's an OG, right? He had 56 points in his 99-0
fast and loose
season.
Era of the CCHA. It wasn't even the Big Ten yet. He was putting those points up against Lake Superior State, Michigan Tech, along with the Michigan Wolverines most likely. 9:53 left in the second period. Brock Caulfield, brother, as we just mentioned, of Cole Caulfield, will take the face-off against Marcus Stappa in the Michigan end, right side. Michigan wearing the mustard yellows and Wisconsin wearing the ketchup reds. Some clashing jerseys tonight. Puck finds its way to Stang in front of the net, off the rebound. Another shot is blocked. Nolan Moyle has it for Michigan. Now Granowitz, left side. Nick Granowitz trying to find a teammate, takes the shot himself. It's sat on by Jared Moe, and another scrum in front of the net as these teams desperately trying throughout this game to protect their goaltenders. We'll see if something bigger breaks out, as if Wisconsin's down 3 down the stretch of this game, they're going to want to have some fun and get some payback, whether or not it's on the scoreboard, on the ice. They might get into a couple fights with the most penalized team in the country.
Yeah, a little retribution, huh? And no surprises there, seeing Estapa out on the ice for some extracurriculars, as you like to say. And speaking of that ketchup and mustard reference, those hot dogs were delicious, but for those wondering, we did not get many cookies. Most of them have been taken.
I did steal a second cookie. 19 shots apiece for both these teams, but Michigan has converted 4 of those into goals. Wisconsin only 1. The Badgers win the face-off, trying to send it up to a teammate as Luke Lemaster. It eventually finds its way to Gorniak. Jack Gorniak along to Lemaster, left side. Big check by Granowitz after a whiff. Gets the puck to Michigan, but after a couple moves by Estapa, it's lost to the Badgers once again. Here's right side, Jack Gorniak trying to skate inside. Puts 2 shots on net after a rebound in front of Portillo. And another fight behind the net. It's Estapa and Gorniak, along with 3 Wolverines and a Badger to the right of Portillo. That's Caulfield for Wisconsin. Excuse me, that's 13 Horbach. And I think we will have a penalty. 2 minutes for slashing on Owen Lindmark. Another power play for Michigan. They converted on the power play on a Fantilli goal earlier in the first period, and I mentioned the penalty kill for Wisconsin entering the game was at 78.8%, one of the lower in the country, one of the lowest in the Big Ten. Notre Dame has the worst penalty kill in the Big Ten. Only about 75% of their chances are shut down. Michigan on the power play with Lindmark in the box. It's McGroarty, Samaskevich, Fantilli, Brindley, and Luke Hughes. Absolute firepower for Michigan here, but they lose the faceoff. And Wisconsin tries to send it back down the ice, but it's sent into a referee and kept in the Michigan offensive zone. Great turn of events for the Wolverines to try and keep time on this power play. Hughes along the point, fires one inside, can't get past the screener McGroarty into Mo, and Wisconsin's able to send it back down. Horbach does a nice job putting it back into the Wolverines' defensive zone where they'll have to reset. Here's Luke Hughes skating along, passes it back to Samaskevich, loses it for a moment, now right side Brindley. Brindley sends it along the backside boards. Mo picks it up, and it's deflected off of McGroarty initially. Fast break opportunity for Dominic Murr. Short-handed opportunity for Wisconsin is blocked by Portillo. What an amazing save by the goalie, and Michigan's out and running. Here's Brindley. Drops it off Fantilli on the right side. Fantilli tries to dump it to McGroarty. McGroarty back to Fantilli on the right wing. Skating along the face-off circle. Fantilli inside. McGroarty! Oh, he had a wonderful chance, but he sent it left. Stays with Michigan. Hughes at the point. Inside. After a Fantilli pass to Samaskevich is blocked and sent back down. 45 seconds left in the power play for Michigan. 7:45 left in the second period. Still 4-1. Michigan. Go ahead, David.
Portillo strong on those breakaways.
Duke to Nazar right wing. Inside, TJ Hughes, another chance. But, excuse me, it was Edwards, and Edwards accidentally clotheslines Nazar off the rebound. 25 seconds left in the power play. Horbach's got it for Wisconsin. Another shorthanded breakaway for the Badgers. Another shot deflected off of Portillo. He has been incredible in net. 21 saves for Portillo. He's allowed 1 goal. Another puck back down the ice. Gets to Portillo. The power play will end, and Wisconsin with a nice job killing that penalty. They had allowed a power play goal earlier in the first period. 7 minutes left in the second period. 4-1 still the score after the power play. TJ Hughes turns it over at center ice. Harmlessly falls out of the neutral zone, though. Casey tries it past to Hughes. It's deflected. Casey ends up back with it before he's tripped by D. St. Phal. No penalty called. Matthew D. St. Phal ends up with it. Nice defensive possession by the forward to poke that puck away. Up to Stramel. Right side Lucius. Lucius avoids a diving Stramel who is sent off his feet. And it's turned over to Michigan. Granowitz tries to send it back to Holtz. Leitch sends it along the boards to Mersch. Now Lucius over the neutral zone. Right side D. St. Phal. Shotty! They won't call it a goal, but then it's put back in by Mersch. It looked like it went in from D. St. Phal initially, but off the rebound it goes in anyways, and Wisconsin makes it 4-2.
That's a tough goal. And realistically, I'm not going to put that one on Portillo. He's kind of sold out by his defense there, left to dry, and an unfortunate fall. Looks like that could have been Luke Hughes, who may have knocked that goal in accidentally. He
knocked into Portillo, who had it between his legs. It actually wasn't knocked back in by Mersch until it went into the net. It was Hughes who knocked into Portillo, who had the puck under his legs. So I think the goal will still be credited to D. St. Phal. That puck went over the line before Mersch had a chance to put a stick on it. So D. St. Phal, who had a hat trick last night, 3 goals in the overtime loss for Wisconsin, puts one in to make it 4-2.
That is going to be credited to D. St. Phal with an assist for Lucius, putting him, at least, at 34 points on the season.
Off the face-off, Luke Hughes sends it into the Wisconsin zone. Fantilli right side off the leg protector of Mo. And we have a whistle. And I think Fantilli's going to go into the box for boarding, but we'll see what it is. It looked like the signal from the referee. Or cross-checking, excuse me.
Does that count as a Gordie Howe hat trick?
He won't have a chance, or he still will have a chance to come into the game, but Fantilli to the box for 2 minutes. He had 2 penalties last night, and that'll be another one for Fantilli. That is, I guess, the one knock you can have on his game is he just goes to the box far too often. 19th penalty of the year. It'll be his 62nd and 63rd penalty minutes.
And interesting as well to note, Luke Hughes is not going to be on the ice for this kill. Going to save his legs.
And it'll be those big boys out there. Ethan Edwards along with Kiernan and Moyle and Estapa on the penalty kill for Michigan. Estapa does a nice job hounding Coolemans. He loses it. Nolan Moyle, one-on-none fast break. Moyle off the leg protector of Mo. Off the rebound, a wheeling Estapa sends one wide right. And Michigan had a chance for their only second shorthanded goal of the season. The only one has been scored by Estapa. Wild series of events. Wisconsin sends it all the way back down for an icing. So with 1:28 left on the power play for the Badgers, they'll take a face-off in their own end. 5:02 left in the second period.
And this is not a knock on the maintenance crew, the ice engineers for tonight's game, but with all this tripping, slipping, and sliding, this is looking more like the face-off on the lake ice conditions than a perfect ice sheet here at Yost.
Michigan wins the face-off, and Hughes, who knocks away the stick of D. St. Paul, just tackles him into the ice to hold this Wisconsin power play. Brock Caulfield just has to send it along the boards. It's picked up by Wisconsin and Coolemans, but Michigan, though, on this penalty kill, playing inspired hockey after letting up that even-handed goal to D. St. Paul. It's won again by Michigan and Luke Hughes. Hughes tries to send it back up to Hallam on a fast break, but it's picked up by Chaz Lucius. Lucius skates around, trying to get into the offensive zone before he's pressured. And he skates slowly along, left side face-off circle. Lucius still has it. Up to the point is Dexheimer. Dexheimer, left side, slow shot from Jugnoff is blocked, and Michigan sends it back down. Mo nearly misplays it in front of the net and lets it in, an own goal. 32 seconds left in the power play for Wisconsin. They've got to make something happen here. Down 4-2, 4 minutes left in the second period. Holtz, a nice poke check on the assistant captain for Wisconsin, Jack Gorniak, and a whistle blows. Too many men on the ice called on Michigan, and we'll see if they have to play 3-on-5.
Sloppy. That is sloppy. If there's one thing holding back this Michigan team in this tournament play and going forward, should they prevail tonight and in the future, it is their penalties.
Absolutely. It'll be Ciccolini conversing with Adam Fantilli in the box for Michigan. Fantilli's only in there for 24 more seconds, but that's 24 seconds of 3-on-5 hockey in a crucial situation. 3:58 left in the second. Wisconsin only down 2. Michigan only 3 defenders out there. It's Luke Hughes, Gavin Brindley, and Ethan Edwards. Wisconsin off the faceoff, won by Brock Caulfield. 20 seconds of 3-on-5. Coolemans at the point. Left side, D. St. Paul. Wisconsin. Right side, Caulfield. Left side, Coolemans. 10 seconds left on the 3-on-5. Shot by Coolemans, saved by Portillo. Out in front of the net, he dives to save it. 5 seconds left on the 3-on-5. 1:41 left on the total power play for Wisconsin. 3:39 left in the second period.
And a diving save at that. That is Luke Hughes out there, joined by Gavin Brindley, and I think Ethan Edwards. Gavin Brindley, he has been all over the ice tonight.
He's a great offensive freshman. He wins the faceoff for Michigan, and Hughes clears it. Fantilli will come back out. No more 3-on-5 hockey for Michigan. Only 90 seconds of 4-on-5 penalty kill for the Wolverines.
And right back out there, Nolan Moyle, Adam Fantilli here. He's coming straight from the box out to defend with his team.
D. St. Paul tries to wheel in by himself and loses the puck. It's sent back down to Mo, where it'll be retrieved by Coolemans. No, he backs off, and the pressure from Fantilli on Mo, trying to get Mo to make a decision. He had that puck for about 10 seconds in the left corner. Fantilli nearly picks off a pass intended for a Badger. And I think we're going to have no penalty, but Michigan keeps possession. Estapa, left side. Estapa is behind the Wisconsin net before he loses it. It's picked up by Wisconsin. Malmquist. Right side, Stramel. 45 seconds left on the power play for Wisconsin. Sent back into the neutral zone. They'll have to reset. Jugnoth to Dexheimer. Back to Jugnoth left side. Dumps it in front where it's stopped by Portillo. Sends it along to Holtz, who fires it back down the boards. Another nice job by this Michigan penalty kill. They haphazardly send a new line out there. 25 seconds left in the power play. Brindley intercepts a pass and sends it back down into the neutral zone. Michigan's penalty kill coming up strong. Nazar, strong arm, Stramel for the puck. Off to Brindley left side. Brindley slows it down, back up Casey. Michigan now in the offensive possession. Brindley in front of the net, into the high slot. Loses it, has to send it back down to Portillo, but that'll end the Wisconsin power play. Michigan's penalty kill, wow, what a job. Now Nazar with Michigan at full strength, knocked away by Mersch behind to Edwards. In front of the net, Jugnoth sends it back. Now Mersch, left side, got a man Malmquist to his right. Mersch takes it himself, shot is above the net, now to play. Woo! 1:42 left in the second period. Wisconsin still down 2-4.
You need a sip of water, my friend. Holy cow. Talk about a penalty kill from the University of Michigan Wolverines. Oh my gosh. And if there was one standout player aside from Eric Portillo, Gavin Brindley. Are you kidding me?
What a job. He made a series of defensive plays, won a couple face-offs for Michigan.
He's
He
everywhere.
was a crucial part of that penalty kill, and he's not even a defenseman.
No, that was some incredible hockey. Patrice Bergeron-esque. Maybe a little bit flashier.
TJ Hughes wins the face-off for Michigan. Gets it back to Luke Hughes. Duke up ice is picked off by Vorlicki. Intended a pass for Samaskevich. Before it's picked up back by Michigan before whistle blows, and I think another hand pass. This time it's called on Michigan, not the Badgers. 1:29 left in the second period. Another face-off.
No,
in the Michigan zone.
And this period has gone by really quickly. Another player that I'd like to give a shout out to, and just a little background info for those listening at home tonight, Steven Holtz. Talk about a comeback story. Hospitalized in December in the late 2022 with severe COVID symptoms.
Excuse me, shot off a face-off quickly by D. St. Paul is sent wide. Wisconsin's still working quick, just trying to get something going on offense. They do have 2 goals, but outside of that, it's been slim pickings for them in terms of keeping long offensive possessions. But to speak on Steven Holtz more, he got the start tonight, and he's gotten a lot of ice time as a big defender in this lineup after his heroic goal shot in front of the net is scored by D. St. Paul off a rebound on a shot from another Badger. And D. St. Paul has his second goal of the game after 3 last night, and he's going shot for shot with Adam Fantilli. He makes it 4-3.
No, he is. Another hat-trick watch. That's going to be his 29th. Maybe looks like 1, 2, 3. 3 points tonight. That's going to put him at 30 points on the season. Look out. Hat-trick watch as well. 13 goals this season.
And Michigan had a 3-on-5 for 30 seconds. They had a 2-minute penalty kill. They did a wonderful job at not giving Wisconsin any momentum. But that penalty kill was sandwiched by 2 Matthew D. St. Paul goals. And it makes it 4-3. Down the stretch of this game, it's still going to be exciting. Michigan concedes 2 straight goals, makes it 4-3. They were up 4-1. 1:03 left in the second period. Michigan wins the faceoff after the goal. Kiernan sends it back down. And it looks like when that big lineup hasn't been on the ice, Wisconsin's gotten early and often opportunities on offense. And immediately, Coach Brandon Naurato sends back out the big boys, Moyle, Granowitz, Estapa, Kiernan, and Holtz to try and stop the bleeding. Wisconsin gains possession, gets to Michigan's end, but it's picked up by Granowitz, poked away by Moyle. Estapa right side, sends it along the boards for a line change. Moyle wheeling around trying to apply pressure. Edwards off a pass to Malmquist picks it up, but back to Malmquist it goes. To Leitch, now Malmquist on the right side. Skating across the neutral zone, gets in close to the right corner before dumping off a pass to Horbach. Horbach can't handle it. Sent along Vorlicki. Vorlicki on the left side, trying to get it back into the offensive zone. Clock ticking down in the second period. That'll do it. Wisconsin puts 2 in the goal, makes it 4-3. Adam Fantilli does score his 3rd goal of the game in this period, but Michigan not great defensively again after allowing 5 goals last night. still keeping pace offensively, but you can't just hope to outshoot better teams than Wisconsin as you move forward in this tournament. If you're able to advance in the tournament, this game is still in the balance.
No, certainly, and Mo also locked it down this period. The netminder for Wisconsin. Portillo played fairly well as well. You know, that first goal this period at least for the Badgers, not his fault, I'd say. But if the Wolverines are going to make sure that they win this game, not only do they have to lock it down, but they have to do what they do best. They have to keep getting more goals. It sounds simple, right? You win hockey games, you win anything by scoring more goals than your opponents. But tonight, if D. St. Fowl is going to repeat what he did last night, he's already got 2 goals, 3 points tonight. The way he's been playing, it looks like he could be on lock for a third goal and his second hat trick in a row. The Wolverines are going to need some more offensive support from beyond just that first line.
And David, you mentioned a repeat from last night. This game is almost a carbon copy. It's 4-3 after 2. That was the score last night.
Wow.
Same, Michigan up 4-3. We don't want to tell the future, but after that second period ended, Wisconsin scored 2 goals to get ahead of Michigan before the tying goal by McGroarty descended into overtime. Wolverine fans certainly not wanting that to happen. And in that game last night, D. St. Fowl had 3 goals. Fantilli had 2, had a third waved off. He's got 3 tonight. D. St. Fowl has 2. So it's been a very similar game. Michigan not able to play adequate defense, but the offense has been there. It's just that against a team like Wisconsin, you don't want to see it. And especially when Michigan is coming off of 5 of their last 6 games going to overtime. Before the win last night, they hadn't won in 4 games since the duel in the D at Michigan State. That was their last regular season win. This is a team that kind of limped into the postseason, and this showing against Wisconsin isn't really giving me a lot of confidence as they move forward when you have a team like Minnesota. The buzzsaw that the Golden Gophers are awaiting probably 2 weeks from now if Michigan wins this game tonight and moves on, wins the next round, and the championship round would be in Minneapolis. That team is very formidable, and especially when you move on. Michigan's clinched a spot in the NCAA tournaments for all intents and purposes, but when you're limping along like this, it's tough to play against the class of the country.
You know, it's interesting you bring that up. This Michigan 4-1 is so different than Michigan up by only 1, right? The start of this second period, Adam Fantilli, incredible goal from the blue line. This whole crowd is thinking, the Michigan bench is thinking, we've got this one in the bag. Wisconsin, though, is hungry. They're playing like a wounded animal, exactly as you said. And they figured out that energy. Sure, they got that lucky goal in to make it 4-2. But D. St. Fowl, he is a grinder, and he seems to have a chip on his shoulder against this Michigan team. And considering all the antics that happened in February when these two teams met up with each other here in Ann Arbor, the Wolverines won. It was a mess, both games, with the penalties. The Wolverines have got to stay out of the box in this third period if they're going to make it. They had a great double kill, but even if you are able to kill off those penalties, right, that is still exhausting for that team.
And it showed up when they allowed a D. St. Fowl goal immediately after.
And if you're going to be grinding Luke Hughes in the way that you are, and I'm starting to see where this team is starting to struggle without Truscott's presence on the back end.
Absolutely, and Truscott's absence has paralleled the slump that they've had. And Truscott being an assistant captain is a big part of the team. Now, we've got about 8:45 left in this intermission. We'll leave you to listen to the Michigan band for a little bit. Blues Brothers is coming up. You'll have a good opportunity to hear that. Just to wrap up this intermission, though, Portillo, 26 saves, 3 goals allowed, under his season average of .908 save percentage. He's allowed 89% or 11% of the goals to go in on his shots faced tonight. Jared Moe, 21 saves, 4 goals allowed. He hasn't been playing well either. It's an offensive slugfest in this game. We're excited for the third period. Michigan needs to stay out of the box.
Absolutely.
And not play as sloppy in the third period if they want to clinch that advancement to next weekend's part of the Big Ten tournament. Stay with us. An exciting third period awaits. If it's anything like last night, we'll be lucky. For David Kraemer, I've been William Gregory. Stick around. We'll be right back after 5 minutes of a break listen to the Michigan Hockey Band. We hope you enjoy the Michigan hockey band here in the second intermission. Blues Brothers, always my favorite part of any hockey game I visit. 4-3, Michigan leads after 2 periods, and David and I talked about it. Michigan able to keep pace on offense, unable to keep pace on defense, and this game is almost exactly the same as last night, with Michigan leading 4-3 after 2 periods. D. St. Paul and Adam Fantilli playing superstar hockey. 5 combined goals between the 2 of those players. It's made it close, and we're in for an exciting third period.
And with 3 goals last night, 2 goals tonight already for D. St. Paul, that will be a combined 13 points in 8 games. His last 8 games, including now 2 3-point nights and a pair of 2-point performances. This would be his 3rd 2-point performance if he doesn't score again, but given the way he's been shooting these past 2 games, he seems to he might have Eric Portillo's number. And
talking about Adam Fantilli just for a moment, he had 3 goals tonight. That pulls him within 3 of the nation's leader, Jason Poland, for Western Michigan. He's got 28. Adam Fantilli scored 23, 24, and 25 tonight, and he's got a chance for more. Still got a period of hockey to go, and he is white hot. He will be out on the ice to start the third period, along with Gavin Brindley, Jay Kiernan, Steven Holtz, and Rutger McGorty. We've seen Steven Holtz and Jay Kiernan a lot as well. I don't think that Keaton Pearson and Luke Hughes has played as well as them.
No, they have not. Seems to be a mix.
Ethan Edwards and Seamus Casey have kind of been the odd men out.
Yeah.
They're more of an offensive duo. And Michigan has really needed defense tonight. Off the opening faceoff, a battle for the puck is won eventually by Wisconsin. Sends it back down behind the Michigan net. It's picked up by Holtz. Tries to send it along the boards. It's picked up by Vorlicki. He loses it to Fantilli, but Brock Caulfield comes away with it for the Badgers. Up the right side to Sam Stang, property of the Detroit Red Wings. Stang, bothered by Kiernan, loses the puck to Brindley. Brindley attempts a pass up ice, is picked off by Brock Caulfield. Portillo behind the net, sends it to Holtz left side. Now to Brindley into the Wisconsin bench, almost hit a couple players in the head. 19:25 left in the third period. Brindley goes to the bench, line change for Michigan.
Yeah, assistant coach Andy Brandt eating that like his goaltender Mo, taking that to the chest. Probably reminds him of his hockey days. This face-off now, Michigan's defensive end on that far circle. TJ Hughes out there for the offense. Looks like that third line is out there.
Michigan loses the face-off in their own zone. A shot from the blue line from LeMaster is wide right. Off the rebound, Michigan ends up with it. A pass by Luke Hughes is knocked by Bantle, and Carson Bantle sends it along the backside boards where Portillo retrieves. Sets up a pass to Dylan Duke. Nice spinning throw to Mackie Samaskevich, who has no teammates there, sends it behind the Wisconsin net. Bantle right side now for the Badgers. Bothered by TJ Hughes, loses the puck as TJ Hughes lands on top of Bantle. And those two lay around for a bit as Mackie Samaskevich advances up the right side. Along the boards, picked up by Granowitz on the left side. Loses it behind the net, Lucius. Up ice, back into the Michigan zone. D. St. Foul, racing Edwards for the puck. Can't get there in time, Ethan Edwards. Setting up the offense behind the net. Up the right side, attempted pass to Estapa. Can't be completed. It's picked up on the other end by Wisconsin by Anthony Kerr, the assistant captain. Michigan has possession. A shot by Estapa goes wide left. 18-11 left in the third period. Michigan still up by 1. Wisconsin not able to keep that pressure that they've had for most of this game on. And Michigan stood tall defensively. Moyle loses it away. Chaz Lucius. Across center ice comes Wisconsin. Stramel loses it to Kiernan. Kiernan left side, Hallam. Hallam across center ice to Granowitz, who dumps it away. And Michigan really playing keep away for much of this third period. Ciccolini tried to get at it in the left corner, but loses it. Now finds its way back to him behind the net. Along the boards, Holtz at the blue line. Holtz whiffs on a pass, now gets it to Hallam. Hallam skating across the point, left wing Kieran inside, shot off the post. The left post from Mo. Shot deflected, another shot wheeling around is Kieran into Nazar. A one-timer wrist shot is sent into the protector of Mo. On the rebound, Wisconsin gains possession. Fast break, Erdahl. Erdahl shot loudly goes off of Portillo's right leg protector. And Michigan, another chance, escaped without harm. They send it back down for an icing.
What a great save by Eric Portillo, and Steven Holtz getting dangerously close to accidentally putting that rebound into his own net. Luckily for Michigan, though, they're able to prevent the game from getting even. And whatever Brandon Naruto said to the Wolverines, knock on wood, it seems to have worked, as they came out of the gate this period with a sense of urgency we hadn't seen since that.
Spoke a little too quickly, David. Off the face-off, Wisconsin puts a goal in. Carson Bantle off the rebound on the shot from Jugnoff. And Wisconsin ties it up 4-4, 16:52 left in the third period. David, just a bad announcer jinx. We'll look at this again. Jugnoff off the right side. The shot actually came, it looked like from 19 Brock Caulfield. Went across the crease, picked up by 21 Bantle, who was a draft pick of the Arizona Coyotes. He puts it in. Wisconsin ties it up 4-4. 16:45 left in the third period. And since this game is now tied, we will let you all know. Thank you for tuning in, first of all, to WCBN Sports coverage. If Wisconsin ends up winning this game, we will have this game tomorrow night, Sunday night at 7 o'clock from Yost for the third game in the series. That'll be the winner take all. But Wolverines fans hope that Michigan can escape tonight with the W. Lifted pass, a battle for the puck behind the Michigan net between Horniak and Pearson is won by the Wolverines. Left side McGroarty, now to Fantilli in the slot. Fantilli can't handle the pass, and he's knocked away by Vorlicki before Wisconsin keeps possession. Quickly skating along as Wisconsin, but it's poked away by Michigan. Samoskevich loses it, though, to Chaz Lucius. Picked up eventually by D. St. Phal. He's got 2 goals tonight. D. St. Phal into the outstretched glove of Portillo off a shot as Portillo was hugging that left post. 15:47 left. Nice save by Eric Portillo.
Well, I might as well just hang up the headset now and head back home. Talk about a bad
just memory of a goldfish, David. You shake it off. Next play.
Well, we'll see what the Wolverines can do. They're now the opposite of what I had said earlier. It seems like they're a little bit hemmed in their own zone. And D. St. Phal now with the puck. He wants another one.
D. St. Phal does want another one to equal Fantilli. Now Lucius on the right side after the dump-off pass. Nice poke check by Edwards, gets it away, but it's kept by Jugnoff. Jugnoff, right side back to Lucius. Lucius tries one in front to D. St. Phal. His shot deflected by Portillo. Wisconsin keeps it. Kuhlmans, left side point. Into Lucius. Blocked off by T.J. Hughes, and now kept by Seamus Casey. Along the backside to Edwards. Tries to get it up the left side. T.J. Hughes has it. Hughes across the neutral zone. Has Samoskevich. Oh, he leaves him out in front on the pass. Samoskevich right there in the slot. Hughes now in front of the net. Oh, it's deflected away. Samoskevich keeps it for Michigan. 14:57 left in the third period. Wisconsin, though, gets it off the turnover. D. St. Phal to Mersch. Mersch sends it right side wide. Granowitz recovers for Michigan on the left side. To Moyle. Now Estapa. Estapa across the blue line. Battles for the puck along with Daniel Leitch before it's lost to Liam Malmquist to Erdahl. His shot goes off the leg of Portillo harmlessly. Leitch off the rebound. Behind the net. Inside Malmquist. Off the rebound, Erdahl. On a couple more deflections, Mersch on the ice on his knees battling for it. Nick Granowitz clears it for Michigan. 14 and change left in the third period. Michigan unable to put anything together on offense for any length of time. Now Nazar to Ciccolini, though, on the right side. Left side. Ciccolini's shot goes left. Kept by Michigan in the corner before they lose it to Wisconsin. Badgers up ice to Malmquist just out in front. Ricochets off the boards to Ciccolini. Ciccolini attempts a pass. It's picked up by Caulfield, though. Malmquist sends it backwards. Luke Hughes behind the goal line picks it up. Up to Ciccolini. Ciccolini on the right side. Doesn't have a teammate with him. Wheels around the right side point. Tries to dump it off to Nazar along the right wing. But it goes along the boards, and Michigan will have to reset on the left side.
They need to slow this game now.
Casey to Fantilli. Fantilli dumps it up to Brindley. Now McGroarty on the left side tries to dump it back to Fantilli, but it's lost. Bantle, who just scored a goal a moment ago, has a chance to come away with the puck and loses it to Casey. Casey getting some burn now as the Wolverines need a goal. Tie game, 4-4, 13 minutes left. Brindley inside shot off the chest of Moe. Badgers coming back off the rebound. Gorniak, right side, nobody home. It's lost to Holtz. Now Fantilli up to McGroarty. McGroarty left wing, skating inside. He's tripped into the goaltender. Erdahl didn't have his stick, and he sent McGroarty into the net. That should be a penalty. Excuse me, that was 11. Jack Gorniak, the assistant captain for Wisconsin. 2-minute minor for Gorniak for holding. That's Jack Gorniak's 11th penalty of the season, and Michigan will have a power play chance. Tie game, 4-4. 12:47 left in the third period.
Ever since that Fantilli goal, Wisconsin has outshot Michigan 25-17. And
tough stretch for the Wolverines.
Yeah, this could be their first chance.
They've got a chance on the face-off here in the opening seconds of the power play. Michigan wins it. Nazar to Edwards. Dumps it off. Casey on the right side. Back to Edwards, left side blue line. Inside Hughes. Off a deflection. Nazar almost puts it in. Duke and Casey also involved, but a nice save by Moe in front.
And that was a good save. The Wolverines now 12:35 remaining here in this period. It's time to get desperate, as this game is starting to look like a carbon copy of last night's game.
1:48 left on the power play. Michigan wins another faceoff. Edwards skating along the point. Left side Hughes. Back to Edwards. Pressured by Caulfield. Tries to get it into Nazar into the slot, and it's turned over. Horbach sends it all the way back down, and Michigan will have to reset. Good kill so far by Wisconsin. A little bit of pressure put on by Dominic Mersch. He backs off. Edwards up to the right side to Nazar. Nazar across the neutral zone. Trying to find a teammate. Shot on the one-timer from T.J. Hughes is gloved and saved by Jared Moe.
And Nazar making that zone entry look easy, slipping by two Wisconsin defenders and setting up a really nice offensive play for the Wolverines. One-timer shot coming from the far circle. And with 1:20 left to go, the Wolverines are going to put their all-stars out there. Fantilli on the face-off dot. McGroarty, Samoskevich to his right, and to his left shoulder, Luke Hughes.
And Hughes with Samoskevich. Lone defenseman is Hughes. Michigan loses the face-off, though, and Wisconsin has a shorthanded chance. Horbach wheels around. It's poked away by Luke Hughes to Fantilli on the right side. Adam Fantilli skating along, dumps off Luke Hughes. Back to Fantilli, right side. Shot is blocked. Off the deflection, Fantilli keeps it. Michigan still has it. McGroarty to Samoskevich, back to Fantilli. Now Hughes at the point. Left side, Brindley. Brindley, shot off the deflection. Fantilli had another shot at it, and it went off the leg protector of Moe, and he gloved it. Oh, my goodness.
A windmill save for those not watching this game live. Holy cow. A great diving windmill save. And you know what that means? That means I've got your number. I'm the goalie. I know where you're putting it, and I'm gonna show off a little bit.
He better know where he's putting it. Adam Fantilli scored 3 goals tonight. He was looking for a 4th, and Moe put a little, I'd say, unnecessary flair on that to show Fantilli who's boss. 40 seconds left on the power play. Wisconsin doing a good job on the kill. 11:23 left in the third period. Fantilli has a pass from Hughes that he loses. Lost stick by Mersch. Gets it up to Stang, though. Stang, good defense from Luke Hughes, shuts him down. Michigan, they've had a couple of those short-handed opportunities given up to the Badgers. Luckily, none have converted. Brindley on the right side, skating in quickly off the leg of Moe. Kept in the zone by Luke Hughes. 13 seconds left in the power play. 11 minutes in the period. Brindley on the left side, skates in. Shot is wide and out of play with 5 seconds left on the power play.
And if you look at the shot selection during this power play, save for that Fantilli shot that turned into that windmill save, the Wolverines are shooting low. Seems like maybe some scouting either from ahead of yesterday's game or during yesterday's game, deciding maybe Moe is a little bit weaker on his leg pads than he is on his blocker or his glove. So we'll see with just 5 seconds remaining here. Wolverines have looks like a stoppa there on that draw.
And Estapa loses it. Wisconsin immediately fires it back down the ice. It's picked up by Edwards in Michigan zone. Up to Moyle on the right side. Moyle skating in. Has a couple teammates in the slot. Moyle takes a shot. It's blocked. And in the right corner it goes. Picked up by Jugnoff. Sends it away. A lifted pass to Lucius on the right side. Lucius can't keep it in the zone. It's sent away by Stramel backwards. Wisconsin retains possession there. Now Casey has it for Michigan off a turnover. Estapa in front. Ciccolini can't keep a pass in his possession. And Michigan, another golden chance on offense, can't come away with anything. Stays in the Wolverines' possession, though. In the left corner, Estapa along the boards to the right side to Casey. He keeps it in play for Michigan. Wisconsin defenders just trying to send it back down the ice. They can't clear it. Finally, it's sent into the neutral zone by Ceulemans. Halem now on the left side, pressured by Lucius, loses the puck, kept by Ciccolini. Holtz shot is off the left leg of Moe. Kiernan keeps it on the rebound. On the left side is Halem in the corner. Wisconsin sends it back down, and now in this tie game, Wisconsin just trying to keep it away from Moe as much as they can. Michigan applying relentless pressure. Nazar resets for Michigan. Across center ice. Nazar by himself taking on 3 Badger defenders is poked away by Leitch for Wisconsin. Samaskevich ends up with it. Sends one into the slot in front of the net to Halem. He's bashed away, loses the puck with 9 minutes left in the third period. Wisconsin quickly gets possession in the Michigan end. It's Leitch to Mersch. Mersch shot is wide left. Leitch picks it up. And it's poked away by Luke Hughes, who immediately sends one behind the back, lost to Stang. On the rebound on a shot, it's sent. Samaskevich recovers. Right wing, Samaskevich skating in by himself. Samaskevich's shot is blocked by Moe. Fast-paced hockey like we've seen throughout this game continues. Pearson fires it back down the ice. He gets possession off the rebound in the neutral zone. Wisconsin keeps it. Now they send it back down. It'll be another foot race between Erdahl and Hughes before it's called an icing. 8:26 left in the third period. 34 shots for Michigan, 36 shots for Wisconsin, all tied up at 4.
Wolverines putting their best and brightest out there. Casey, Brindley, Edwards, McGroarty, and, of course, Adam Fantilli there. Seems like they've been really riding those guys and also those big boys on the fourth line, Estapa, Granowitz, and Moyle. Also something of note, Samaskevich bumping up to the second line, switching with Ciccolini, adding a little bit of senior experience down there on that otherwise pretty young third line.
Michigan wins the draw, and there's a high sticking call. That puck went off the upper part of a stick. We'll redo the face-off in the Wisconsin zone, the closest circle to us. 8:21 left in the third period. And David, like you said, we've seen a little shuffling of the lines as head coach Brandon Arado is looking for a bit more firepower on offense for Michigan. Since that first power play opportunity, they haven't converted on the power play. They've been shut down since that first Fantilli power play goal.
And it's really been this first line that's been carrying the offense for the Wolverines. If you see this shot selection, Fantilli's leading the pack with 7. The only other players that have 3 shots are McGroarty and Brindley as well with 3 apiece on this, of course, on that first line, whereas Wisconsin has really spread the wealth.
Michigan wins the face-off. Fantilli turns it over, though. Malmquist has to dump it away. No teammates around. Picked up by Edwards at the goal line. To Brindley on the near side. Now skates across center ice. Left side, McGroarty lifts one, tries to get it to Fantilli. who was not there to receive it. Fantilli, though, eventually gets there, finds Kiernan, and another whistle.
Well, Mo has really played his heart out tonight ever since giving up those first 4. It's funny to say that, but here in the Big Ten, especially with these Michigan games, they're always just so high scoring. And this here we're going to see, I don't know if this is a TV timeout or a straight up timeout.
I think it is a TV timeout, unless a timeout was called. I wasn't sure what the whistle was for. They didn't signal anything.
I'll let you know. Yes, media timeout. Just some other stats for you folks. Wisconsin leading in the faceoffs department 30-27, although particularly in this period they've got 8, whereas the Wolverines have only won 4. And you can tell in those during those power plays the Wolverines were not able to convert on here in this third period. Even had Estapa coming in, who is not normally a naturally gifted offensive player, you could say. So when the Wolverines are coming in, getting a little bit desperate to win those faceoffs, it's a little bit concerning, at least, going here with about 7:48 left. You can't really turn that around mid-game, especially late in the game. So the Wolverines are going to have to rely on that forecheck, especially those zone entries that we've seen not only Frank Nazar succeeding with, but also Gavin Brindley and Mackie Semiskevich. These fast players are what is going to put the Wolverines ahead, if not for that first line offense. So here in the offensive zone, Brindley now on the dot. Fantilli and Hughes to his right shoulder. Pearson right behind him. And McGroarty to his left here on the near dot in the offensive zone.
And we're seeing Gavin Brindley take a lot of face-offs, trying to maybe set something up for Adam Fantilli on the wing instead. He takes a majority of the Wolverines' face-offs this season. Face-off is eventually won by Michigan, but it is lost to Wisconsin, and I think they had another hand pass that will result in another face-off.
Yes, the hand pass it's such a tricky call for the refs, but also for the players, which is why you see those get called so often. The players feel they have more of a flexibility, especially on the defensive side of things, so they're willing to take those risks.
On the ensuing draw, Michigan loses. Wisconsin fires the puck back into Michigan's defensive zone, though, and Hughes recovers. Fantilli on the right side. Shot is wide left, goes out of play off the stick of Mo. 7:22 left in the third period. Still a tie game 4-all. And we've been calling it since the end of the second period after Wisconsin scored that third goal of the period. This game is shaping up to be almost the same as last night, 4-4. It was around this time when Wisconsin pulled ahead by 1. It was until a couple minutes later that Michigan tied it up to send it to overtime. Michigan wants to put that insurance goal in first before the Badgers do tonight, though. They lose the face-off. It's sent back down by Wisconsin for another icing. We've seen a lot of icings, a lot of hand passes, a lot of immediate rejections of the puck by Wisconsin to send it back down and eliminate some of the pressure that the Michigan's offense can put on them.
Now, after last night's game, the Badgers are 1-3 against Michigan in the Big Ten tournament. However, the last time they met, at least not counting last night's game, was in 2018, where they lost to the Wolverines in 2 consecutive games. Not a single player on either team having been with those teams back before we even started college.
A lot of young players on both of these teams, Michigan especially, with much of their production coming from freshmen. Off the face-off, Michigan wins, but they have to, again, retreat into their own zone. Casey across center ice to TJ Hughes. Hughes holds onto the puck, keeps it long enough to dump it to Casey before it's picked up by Stramel and the Badgers. Up to Ceulemans. Ceulemans attempts to pass across the neutral zone to Lucius, and it's lost before being sent back down the Michigan net to Casey. Casey shuffles it to Edwards along the blue line. Now back to Casey. And a pass intended for TJ Hughes up ahead. Can't be handled. It's lost to the Badgers. 6.5 left. D. St. Paul, 2 goals tonight. Had a hat trick last night. Tries to pass it back to Vorlicki, but Vorlicki was offsides. And another whistle and another face-off.
Holtz and Lucius getting into a little bit of a tiff. Lucius falling back on his bottom after bumping into Holtz. Holtz is not a small guy either. 6'4", 200 pounds. Wow.
That's why he's been out here for most of the night.
And a Michigan boy at that, White Lake, about here on the mitten.
And we did see, I mean, that line that started the game with Moyle was the only one not from Michigan. Estapas from St. Clair. Holtz and Kiernan are also from Michigan. Off the face-off, the Wolverines put a shot on goal. Another shot from Pearson is gloved by Mo from the near side of the blue line to us. That was a far attempt from Pearson.
Looking for a tip, I'd say. And again, shooting low, and correct me if I'm wrong, YouTube chat. I played high school lacrosse, not high school hockey, but shooting low is either two things. One, the goalie's weak on his pads, on his leg pads, or you're looking for a tip. And in this case, it looked like that was a tip, an intended tip, but with no recipient.
On the face-off, Michigan wins, but Luke Hughes loses track of the puck, and Pearson just kind of gives it up. A shot from Erdahl is saved by Eric Portillo, and I don't know what the Wolverines were doing on that defensive possession. It was entirely lackadaisical. First off the face-off, Hughes just lets the puck go right by him on the pass backwards to him. And then on the other end, it ends up in the right corner in front of Portillo. Keith Pearson just slows down his movement, gets checked, loses the puck. A shot from Erdahl goes right into Portillo. And a beautiful save by Eric, who has allowed the 4 goals tonight, but he's made a lot of saves, 33 to be exact. And now Wisconsin has a face-off in the Michigan zone. Jugnoff, left side of the point, now centers it to Kuhlmans. His shot is out in front of the net. The deflection is eventually laid on by Portillo. And another series of events where Wisconsin had a chance to take the lead.
And Portillo's still down on the ice, too.
We're going to check the replay, but that puck might have hit Portillo.
He is slow to get up. Finally getting, clutching his helmet now.
They're not going to show a replay of it. We'll see if they do. No,
he may have taken a stick whack to the helmet, more than one. And compared to the regular forward or defenseman helmets, these goalie helmets really only have any protection on the front, the visage, the mask, nothing on the top or the side.
And he was splayed out on the ground trying to keep the puck from ricocheting into the net. Probably took a stick to the back of the head. Eventually he gets up. 5.5 to go. Michigan quickly gets it back down the other end. Estapa. Samoskevich now on the left side. Inside to Hughes. The screener loses track of the puck, and it's kept by Bantle for Wisconsin. He just throws it into the stands. Out of play. 5:18 left in the third period.
And if you're both of these teams, it's a matter of whether or not you're going to try and avoid overtime. For the Wolverines, they're up 1-0 in this series, right? Wisconsin, they probably don't want. I don't think either team necessarily wants to go to overtime. But
and Michigan's played 5 of their last 6 in overtime. The only game that didn't go to overtime in the last 6 for Michigan was the face-off on the lake, where they were, quite frankly, pants by the Ohio State Buckeyes there in Cleveland. Michigan wins the face-off, sends it back down behind to Mo. He retrieves it for Wisconsin behind their net. Right side, though, it's picked up by Horback and the Badgers. They have to be sent back into the neutral zone, though, before Horback wheels it backwards into the backside boards. It's picked up, though, by Wisconsin. A nice shot from Anthony Kerr, the defenseman assistant captain, goes wide left. Off the rebound, Michigan sends it back down. Kerr trying to find Horback. Fresh legs for Wisconsin comes out as Kiernan comes behind the net to send it away. Attempts a pass to Moyle on the right side. It's all the way sent around the boards behind Mo. Chaz Lucius out there, along with Matthew D. St. Fowl, who has it on the left side, up to Leitch. D. St. Fowl keeps it in play.
And that looked like an offside.
They will call it an offsides. It took a moment. They had a chance for D. St. Paul to send a pass back down, and they didn't blow the whistle. Anyways, with 4:16 left in the third period, still a tie game, 4-4. It'll be a face-off in the dot closest to us in the neutral zone, closer to Portillo than Mo. Michigan wins it. Moyle off a couple bats with his glove, keeps it up to Dylan Duke. Duke who's been relatively quiet in this game, has it, sends it backside boards, back to Moyle. Moyle skates around, tries to get a shot on Mo. He does, and it's off the leg of Mo before Wisconsin sends it out of bounds.
Mo getting his helmet knocked off, too, falling on his backside. Moyle bumping into him. Not a small guy either. 6'2", 185. I mean, he's no Steven Holtz, no Marcus Stappa, but you don't want to get bumped into by him. Some comparison between these two teams, it's almost identical.
Both 38 shots,
38 apiece.
4 goals. And now with 4 minutes left, it's crunch time. These are the minutes when the boys become men, and Michigan's got to grow up here. They haven't committed a penalty in this third period off the faceoff. A couple quick shots from Edwards and Fantilli are knocked away by Mo, and it's sent back down to Edwards behind the Michigan net. Now under 4 minutes. Edwards tries to fire it up to a teammate along the right side boards. Nobody's home. It's eventually picked up by McGroarty. McGroarty backwards to Holtz. Holtz backhands one to the left side corner. Fantilli's in the area along with McGroarty, but Wisconsin comes away with it. Now Brindley back to Holtz. Holtz, a shot is gloved nicely by Jared Moe. What a save. Yeah, with the chance to be the hero 2 nights in a row, Steven Holtz with the shot from just north of the near circle here. Mo had that on lock, though. He saw that from a mile away. He's been wonderful ever since that third Fantilli goal, which came with 19 minutes left in the second period. That's how long Michigan's been shut out after those 4 quick goals. Almost 40 minutes ago. 36 and a half to be specific. And since then, Wisconsin has been wonderful on really all facets of the game. They've scored 3 unanswered goals off the faceoff. Michigan sends it out of play. 3 unanswered goals. 38 shots. How can this team let up 38 shots to the worst team in the Big Ten? It's been a defensive issue for Michigan, and now that the game is tied, they're not able to play with Holtz and Kiernan as much, those defensive specialists. They've had to send out Casey, Edwards, Hughes, and Pearson, and the defense hasn't looked as good as it was earlier in the game. So it's not worst case scenario the Wolverines bring this into overtime, but they really don't want to. This would would this be their 7th or 8th overtime game? 6 out of their last 7 would have gone to overtime if they stayed tied. 7th of their last. Over the next 3 minutes. 8. Just a little bit more than 3 minutes in the third period. Still tied 4-all. Samaskevich, pass is intercepted by Dominic Mersch. Mersch, right side to Malmquist. His shot is gloved by Portillo. And these 2 goalies, now they're going shot for shot. And earlier it was D. St. Paul and Fantilli. Now it's Mo and Portillo. And you could see the powder get knocked out of Portillo's glove with the power of that shot coming from, I want to say, Malmquist. Wow. Yeah, so 2:53 left here in this third period of hockey. It's all tied up here in frosty Ann Arbor. Not as cold as last night, but this game is looking a lot like yesterday's did. Michigan wins the faceoff in their own zone and take it out. Seamus Casey on the right side to the corner to Moyle. Moyle, bothered by a couple Badgers, skates around, trying to find a teammate. He's got Luke Hughes on the left side point. Hughes' shot is blocked. Finds its way back to Moyle on the deflection. Moyle skates around, now left wing. Behind the net, across the goal line goes Moyle. Luke Hughes. It's picked up, though, by Chaz Lucius, the Badger freshman. His pass, batted around a few times. Kuhlman's nearly had a shot. Nazar inside off a pass to Nolan Moyle, and he scores! Michigan up 5-4. Oh, my goodness, with 2:20 left. Wisconsin makes a critical mistake. It's their #1 defender, Carson Kuhlman's losing the puck. Nazar to Moyle, the captain, and Michigan leads 5-4. Holy jumping. The crowd is bumping here at Yost tonight. This is turning out to be an incredible hockey game. The Wolverines have 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to win this game, end this series against Wisconsin, and go on and face the winner of Penn State and Ohio State. Holy cow. 5-4, 2:20 left. Fantilli loses the faceoff for Michigan. The Wolverines just need some good defense down the stretch. Carson Banel, a shot on goal, just over the head of Portillo, though, on the shot from Banel, who scored the goal to equalize it earlier to make it 4-4. Now 2 minutes left. Michigan still with those offensive defensemen out there. They come away with the puck off a rebound. Brindley lifts one, trying to find McGroarty. It ends up with 24 Kerr for Wisconsin. Now battle behind the net along with Kerr and Caulfield. Caulfield sends it up left side, Bantle. Checked by Pearson. In the neutral zone to Stang. Sam Stang. Trying to find a teammate, it's Ceulemans. Ceulemans, who made the mistake on the Moyle goal just a moment ago, loses the puck. TJ Hughes, one-on-one, fast break. Hughes inside, scores! Makes it 6-4, and Michigan assuredly clinches a spot next weekend against the winner of Penn State and Ohio State. TJ Hughes takes it himself.
I'm speechless. I am speechless up here in the booth. I want to see that again and again and again. Forehand, backhand over the right shoulder of Mo. See ya. It's 6-4 here. Holy cow.
1:27 left in the third period, and Michigan won't let it slip away like they nearly did last night. They put in 2 in about 2 minutes of game time to go up 6-4 after 37 or so minutes being held without a goal after Adam Fantilli's third goal. He's got a hat-trick
his hat trick, and we forgot about him. We completely forgot about him.
It's TJ Hughes, it's Nolan Moyle making huge plays to put the Wolverines up 2 with under 90 seconds left, and the Badgers are going to have to pull their goalie pretty soon, but the Wolverines win the faceoff.
And a perfect pass from Luke Hughes to TJ Hughes. Unrelated, by the way, not brothers.
And there's a lot of Hughes brothers, so you can get confused, but a Hughes to Hughes gets Michigan up by 2, and now they're just going to try and play keep away, keep it in the Badger zone so they can't pull away their goalie. Dylan Duke can't handle it. Neither can Mackie Samoskevich. Leitch has it for Wisconsin. Now Malmquist. A minute left in the game. It's picked off by Samoskevich, and he sends it an empty netter. 7-4. Mackie Samoskevich gets in the goal-scoring party, and with 54.8 left, Michigan's up by 3.
This is that team. Goodbye to any naysayers. This is how you win a hockey game. This is how you say, we're going to beat Wisconsin, we're going to beat Penn State, we're going to beat Ohio State. Whichever of those last 2 teams they run into next weekend, the Wolverines sure as hell have a better chance than they did at the end of the second period. This is a completely different hockey team.
I'm as speechless as you are. 3 goals in under 3 minutes. Michigan's up by 3 after being tied for what it seemed like an eternity, and we're not going to need the extra game tomorrow night to settle this one. It's settled here tonight in Ann Arbor, and a date next Saturday on the 11th between the winner of the Ohio State-Penn State series will decide who moves on to play likely Minnesota and Minneapolis. 37 seconds left in this one. Michigan just looking to salt it away. Wisconsin keeps their goaltender. They don't want to allow another embarrassing empty net goal. Now under 30 seconds.
Goodbye, Wisconsin.
Goodbye, Wisconsin. Kieran in behind the net. Holtz now retrieves, skates along. 15 seconds left now. Just a matter of time. Granowitz sends it back away into the Wisconsin zone. Mo takes it back. Up to a teammate. The children of Yost are on their feet. Marcus Stappa's got it as the clock hits 0. And Michigan, what an amazing effort in the last minutes of this game. 3 goals in about 2.5 minutes from Moyle, TJ Hughes, and Samoskevich.
I'm speechless. I am speechless.
They advance
oh my gosh.
to the Big Ten semifinals next weekend to play the winner of tomorrow afternoon's game at 3 o'clock. Ohio State and Penn State. Penn State won in Columbus in overtime.
And we'll be tuning into that game for sure.
We will be tuning into that game. WCBN will have coverage of next weekend's game here from Yost. It's been a pleasure, and we knew that this game was going to be in for a big-time finish at the end of that second period. I don't think we saw this kind of elation from everyone here at Yost tonight. That was one of the most incredible finishes to a hockey game I've ever seen. Emphatic.
Absolutely emphatic. I mean, it's a lot like February's rendition of this matchup. High scoring, lots of aggression, but in the end, the Wolverines take home 2 at home. And, you know, I think this is going to give the Wolverines a lot of confidence going into next weekend's matchup. And that's largely in part because they not only were they able to be clutch, right? Not only were they able to lock it down when they needed to. They didn't go to another overtime, so they saved themselves a little bit of exhaustion, right? But also, this is an emotional victory as well. And it says to the doubters of this team, it says that the Wolverines are able to beat a team that beat Minnesota. The Wolverines have a chance, not only in this Big Ten tournament, but in this NCAA tournament coming up in a couple of weeks as well. The Frozen Four. I think Portillo really held his own this game, despite some sloppiness. Not only did he beat Mo, but I think he really improved on the version of Portillo we saw last month against Ohio State. And for Wisconsin, they didn't really have much of a chance coming into yesterday's game, and they gave Michigan a run for their money last night, and they did tonight as well, but they end up going back home. It's the end of their season, and they need a retool. Who knows what's in store for their head coach, Tony Granato. He does not have a winning record as a coach, and despite his pedigree, not only as an NHL player, but as a coach, it leaves the question, is he going to come back next season? At least for the Wolverines head coach, Brandon Naruto, he certainly will. He has really brought a lot out of this team.
Michigan, we talked about it in the intermission, had a chance to limp away in this game. In the Big Ten tournament, they had lost before that win last night against Wisconsin. They had lost their last four, or at least had been winless. There was a tie in there, but that was a shootout loss, and another one to Notre Dame as well. Michigan finally really gets off the schneid, puts 2 wins together after the 7-game winning streak that was broken in the series against Ohio State. They put 7 in the net of Jared Moe tonight after 6 in the net of Kyle McClellan last night. This team is offensively on fire. We'll see how the defense shapes up next week against the winner of the Ohio State-Penn State series. We will have that game here from Yost next week as we continue our Michigan hockey postseason coverage for the rest of this postseason that seems to be shaping up to be
It's not over
incredible.
yet.
Seeking revenge for last year's loss in the Frozen Four, this Michigan team looks like something special. A hat trick from Adam Fantilli is secondary to what happens at the end of the third period of this game.
I forgot he got a hat trick. I didn't even remember.
3 quick goals from Moyle, TJ Hughes, and Mackie Samoskevich on an empty netter lift Michigan to a 7-4 win against Wisconsin, and they advance in the Big Ten quarterfinals to play next weekend. For David Kraemer, I've been William Gregory, and another exciting night of college hockey is in the books here from Ann Arbor. We appreciate you all for tuning in on YouTube. We'll be back next week. Be sure to tune in for that. Thank you. Have a good night, and as always, go Blue.